Hello and welcome to Bosch Professional Live UK. I'm Chris.
And I'm Danny, and joining us today we have the new guy, Jake, on Q&A.
Hello everybody, I'm Jake, new to the business for the last couple of months. I'll be reading out the questions from the chat today, so make sure you get them in.
So, Danny, it's been a while since we've done the last live stream. So, what are we going to be doing today? I think everyone knows, but hey.
I should imagine so. Yeah.
What are you up to then?
We are covering our entire launch window of T3, or the third of the year.
Well, yes, I wanted to do all the products, but I think that was going to be something in the region of 44, 46 products. And Danny, he convinced me, he said, you want to go home at a reasonable time. It was physical.
It's a form of convincing.
It was GBH, and I don't mean Gewerblich Bosch Hammer. I mean, no. We're going to do two-parters. So hopefully today we're going to be covering 18 of the new products coming out, well, technically, now, because it is already September. So before we get started, Jake, who have we got? Have we got any of our regulars in the chat? I expect we do.
We do indeed. We have Quimberley Jones, #1 fan, 2 AM in Australia. He stayed up for.
So good man.
Absolutely.
Well done to you.
Champion.
Yeah.
We have got Louis Martin says hello. Radine says workwear.
Yes, I'd expect to. Unfortunately, we saw this gentleman recently. You didn't mention workwear when you came to see us. You were too busy trying to win a radio.
No, he did.
Oh, he did he?
He did.
Good. I'd be very disappointed.
100%.
You were 1 second off winning that radio, but good effort, mate. Good effort, mate. Nice seeing you.
Who else? We have got PF Cutters is in the chat.
Good, always.
Yep.
I'll be really disappointed if you weren't there, PF.
Phenol. Bernie is here. Jambo from Kenya.
Oh, wow.
All the way from Kenya.
We are all over the shop.
Yes.
Well, we'll hopefully be joined by Marcus Horn. I'll be very disappointed if Marcus doesn't join us as another regular. Who else is going to be blowing the workwear trumpet if it's not going to be Redeem, PF, Marcus, and there are plenty of other people.
Yes, plenty of other people.
All right, so as Danny points out, we're going to be looking at new products today, but I probably should get this out of the way already, which is we're not going to be covering everything in this live stream. We're going to keep some of, what do we call it, the juicy goodness.
Yeah,
we're going to keep some of the
time.
best products, not all of them, but many of the really interesting ones for the next live stream. And there's a couple of reasons why. We'll see if you can guess which ones we're not going to be covering in this live stream, and we'll address that when it comes up. However, we've still got plenty to get through. 18 this week alone.
Yep.
Right. So, what should we start off with? Technically, I want to start off with a couple of products that actually are not T3 launches. There's a couple of products that we actually didn't have in stock at the time when we did the previous live stream, the T2 live stream. And Danny and I have been quite busy going through a number of specialist live streams because we did the polishers, the 12-volt automotive polishers and sanders. That was a really important live stream.
And the electrical testers as well.
And the electrical testers. So we obviously had two specials. So we didn't have an opportunity to bring these T2 products to light. And I think we should, because both of them are really important to us. And personally, from my perspective, and I reckon you guys out there, this first machine might be of great interest to you because
it certainly is to me, having used it. Really, really good machine.
That's right, yeah, and we already know there's plenty out there that use our 12-volt equivalent. So you've got it down there, Dan, so let's get it up on the desk.
There you go.
So what we've got here is a new, relatively new, again, this came out in May, okay? So we have a GKS, my apologies, GKS 18V-51. So a really nice compact circular saw running on 18 volt.
Yes. Obviously, you can tell from the design of it, it's slightly different regarding almost the rear handle on this particular machine. Makes it really comfortable to do long cuts.
That's right. So you might be aware that obviously in our range we've got plenty of circular saws, quite a lot of circular saws. We have guide rail enabled, left and right blade bias machines, bi-turbo and standard 18 volt brushless. However, what many people really like is our 12-volt saw. You've got the example there.
I have the 12-volt saw here.
Well-used GKS, I should point out.
Yes, this one used quite regularly in the workshop. Also, it's a perfect machine for basically snagging lists. Laminate flooring is perfect for this. So that's where this one comes into its own as well.
So many people already like this because as a GKS 12 V-26, so 26 is the maximum cutting depth. 26 makes this absolutely ideal for any single sheet cutting applications. Here with the 51, so 51 millimeters max depth of cut, so more than enough to do a couple sheets. But again, many people just need a nice lightweight saw to quickly rip through sheets.
That's it.
But it's a 12-volt platform, and maybe and that's what we think, that's our logic. We wanted to have a nice, small, more compact 18-volt saw for those guys out there who don't want the 57s and the 68 and the 70 models.
Exactly. Beauty of this machine as well, obviously it comes with a parallel guide. However, you'll notice on the front of the actual plates here, if we can catch that just in the close-up, the base plate flips up slightly on the edges here, which makes it absolutely perfect for running across straight edges as well. So, although this isn't a guide rail compatible saw, simply clamping a piece of wood and running this down the side of it gives you the perfect straight line.
Okay, so this is running a 140mm blade, and it comes with a blade with a bore of 20. Okay, so regular accessories are available for this machine. The blade comes with a standard wood saw blade. Let me see how many teeth it's got on there. 140 by 30 teeth. So ideal. It's not the finest cut tooth blade, but again, it's a really fast progressive machine for those fast, quick work.
Yep, this is a pro blade that comes off of this, but there also are many other blades in the catalogue that you can get for this particular machine as well. So you could upgrade to an expert blade if you wished.
That's right. Controls are really straightforward, as you can imagine. For all our Circ saws, you've simply got your lock-off switch here, push to one side, and you start up the machine. It's quite a nice low volume machine too. So in fact, I'd argue that when you're cutting through the material, it's the material that's going to make the noise, not the machine itself. Again, nice quick motor brake. It stops that blade really nicely and quickly. Again, safety, but also convenience, because you don't necessarily want to overcut material.
Exactly.
Depth gauge on the side, or say depth, or the plunge depth is obviously done by the lever on the back there. So it's very much in line with most circular saws, many that we've got in the range. This particular model doesn't have the quick adjust, but again, this is a more affordable, compact saw. It's able to bevel on the front here from 0 to 45 degrees.
Yeah, as you'd expect with any sort of any circular saw of this size, really. But familiar adjustment as you'd come to expect.
Right. Dust extraction is straightforwardly done via a friction fit dust port on the side. So you simply just put the normal GAS or the dust extractor soft fit, push fit over the top of that, as opposed to into the adjustment guard, the guard. So it goes over as opposed to into, and then you've got dust extraction via your dust extractor, your GAS.
Exactly. Really good pickup on this as well, obviously, because the dust extraction port is at the top of the guard, meaning any wood that's flicked up gets drawn straight into the extractor.
So there's not really much more to say, because again, it's a straightforward addition to the range, something we didn't want to miss. So nice and compact, 18-volt brushless, maximum depth of cut of that 51mm, ideal for single sheet, double sheet work. So it's got a little light, and it's got onboard dust extraction via the port there. So very nice. Okay, so let's move on to the next product that we've got in the range. Something from T2 as well. This one's going to be a bit more fiddly because it's a little bit bigger. Normally we'd have a little pump truck to help get this up to height. We have a brand new mains-powered dust extractor. So,
not sure where you put that one.
Let me see if I can get this on the desk without making too much of a hassle. Okay, so this is going to block you out for a little bit, Dan. So let's.
All right, I shall peep over the top or make anyone aware that I'm here.
Okay, well.
There you go.
Easy to. Let's see how we do it. We have to lean over here, right? But we won't spend too much time on this because again, it's not a brand new product, but it is a machine we need to cover. What we got here is the GAS, so dust extractor 12V-40MA. Okay.
Yep.
So what do we got here? We have got a 1200 watt corded equivalent dust extractor with a 40 litre gross bucket. It is an M-class filter, and the A means that this product also has automatic filter cleaning.
Yes.
The, I mean, what else?
There's a lot of innovative design features with this as well. In fact, we've still got L-box compatibility with this, even though that you could store the hose actually on the top of the machine as well. So it's, as opposed to the previous model where it was wrapped around the machine to tie it up, this actually wraps into the lid of the machine, meaning it's a lot easier to transport. The filter cleaning mechanism on this has been greatly improved above the previous one as well.
That's one of the things that's why this is now an A machine as opposed to what we used to call our extractors, which was AFC. This is now a completely new filter cleaning, filter cleaning system. One of the main differentiators from the previous system is now that the air that we're using to clean the filter is itself has its own filter.
Yeah, on the previous model, we would basically draw a vacuum to back flush the air through the filter to actually knock the dust from the filter back into the container underneath. However, it was never filtered, so you were getting ambient dust in the air arriving at the wrong side of the filter. We have a basically an intake filter on here as well. What this does is it filters the air that comes back through, back flushes the filter, so the filter stays nice and cleaner for longer.
Right, if you cut to the overhead, let's see if the overhead's playing ball today. What do we got? So you can see here, this is simply just slots into the back of the machine and prevents the dust that's using, as Dan pointed out, the dust that's going into the machine to flush it, keeps it nice and clean.
It's low volume that's coming in through that particular filter, so it's a nice cheap filter to replace if you need to. However, it does prolong the life of the more expensive filter that you have in the machine.
Okay, a difficult product to show on screen,
but
we'll try our best. We're closer than we normally are. Okay, so
add to that the fact that this is a 40-litre machine, and the
much bigger.
previous 35 didn't come with a handle to actually push the machine around.
Yeah, we can probably get it in shot if you extend it for us.
This has a telescopic handle here. That's going to go way up beyond the height there. So that allows you to quite easily push the machine around job site, your working environment, really.
Yeah, I mean, the machine itself is lower than the previous Gas 35 M AFC, the L, and obviously the H's. The machine itself is what? Just over half a metre, so 536 millimetres high. That makes it actually quite comparable to many of the more compact extractors out there in the market. The footprint of this machine is quite small as well, so it is a lot smaller than the mains dust extractors that you're probably used to. It's obviously wet and dry, with the, I think it's 28 litres net. Yes, that's right, Obviously you'll get a little bit less for wet applications. But it's kind of what you expect. It obviously comes with the anti-static hose, but there are a few things that we'd like to talk about which it comes to some of the newer types of accessories. Do you know what? Let's get some of the accessories off and maybe get the machine off the desk, because you get an idea of what it looks like. We'll talk through all the different features.
One of the advantages worth mentioning on this is with a nail box on top, potentially containing all your tubes and all of the floor cleaning kit, it's really quite comfortable to sit on. And that's probably one of the most important takeaways for this.
So you'll wheel you around the workshop?
Wheel me around the workshop, yes.
Okay, well, there's a few accessories that we've taken the opportunity to change. And one of the things is we have, I've got an example, I might have one on one of the other extractors. You might be familiar with the standard push fit adapter.
I've
you
got
might have
one down
on that
here.
extractor. And obviously we've had that for many years with the click and clean system, and obviously the addition to push in or over.
One of those.
Yes, one of those, exactly. Right, so you're probably quite used to this. So the new version that we've got is, it comes in two parts. We call it a combi power tool adapter. So you have two parts essentially. So this allows you to fit a wider range of, well, in this case, it's probably more third-party products.
Yes.
Because obviously all our machines will fit either in or around this, or via the click and clean adapter, via the hose directly into the machine, okay? Into the product that you're actually trying to extract dust from. But here you can see we've got a 2-in-1. So if you want it normally, so that's basically the same thing there.
Yep.
But if you are running another competitor's machine, shame on you. But you can obviously, you can run different diameters here. I'll see if I've got the details in my notes to double check, but it gives you more compatibility with more machines out there in the market while retaining all the functionality that you'd normally have. Let me see here, I've got it in my little matrix. Let me just check my notes. We've got, so we're able to do 26 millimeter inner diameter. We've got the outer diameter of either 35 millimeter, 38 millimeter. We can also do the inner diameter of 38 millimeter and outer diameters of 45 millimeters. So a really wide range of options there.
The outer diameter on here, I mean, it's probably worth mentioning at this point. Click and clean, pretty much fitted to all of our machines now. However, Click and Clean is designed to be able to push fit a regular type cone adapter in through the push fit as well, through the Click and Clean. Probably a bad example there because this isn't an actual. Nope, that's not going to go that way.
That's fine.
But yeah, on a machine it will push fit into the Click and Clean adapter, allowing you to friction fit it if you don't have a Bosch extractor. So we haven't eliminated people who have a non-Bosch extractor.
Exactly, yes. But now we've got this multi-adapter. Again, we're not limiting those who, unfortunately, are not using completely Bosch systems.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have a look at some of the other accessories, and then we'll get to some of your questions, which I think I can sense. I think Jake has already is already telepathically telling me you're already asking questions about it. So some of the other accessories we've got are a new thing that we haven't had before, which is a combi brush nozzle. It's a kind of a 2-in-1.
Yep. So there you go. It's a kind of a flat crevice nozzle we've got on here, but you also have the ability to push the button and slide the brush down over it as well. So this is quite an efficient way of cleaning upholstery, anything like that as well. And quite often, I mean, if any of you do out there working with our power tools, clean your van, really quite useful for cleaning the van, really. But yeah, nice little bit of kit that, actually really quite well designed.
Yep, so we've taken the opportunity with this new, I guess you could say it's a new generation of dust extractors, to at least modify some of the accessories you get to make it a little easier for you to use the tool. Okay, before we go on, because we can obviously have a look at a bit more depth of this product, there's a few things I want to show still, but I think, Jake, you might have some questions. Is it in regards to this machine?
Indeed, this machine and the GKS.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's go.
So, Damien O'Brien has asked, this is to do with the back, is there reusable vacuum bags?
Well, reusable is not really a thing we typically do. For an M class, we would recommend like a fleece bag. Fleece bag, obviously, because it's got the best. It keeps the filter clean while keeping good flow rate on the air, keeping the air flow rate up, which is what you want for an M class. Reusable bags, we don't manufacture.
Not with an M class, we wouldn't do anyway, and I don't think we even do for our L class. Mainly because dust is such an important issue when it comes to vacuum cleaners or dust extractors and the disposal way that you have to dispose of as well.
And that's the important bit. So if you're spending all that money to get yourself a nice M-class dust extractor, and then what are you going to do? You're going to try and empty the bag. I bet you're going to tip it out, shake it around, and then the whole purpose of trying to trap all that dust that you're trying to keep out of the environment, then it's going to be much harder. So it's not, we say it's not best practice. Yes, it does cost more money to have to reuse the bags, but in our minds, that's the main purpose, is trying to keep dust down because of the whole health and safety reasons. But yeah, for that reason, I don't see us ever making reusable bags.
Not for a dust extractor. No. Maybe for instance, a DIY vac. That's quite possible. But for an extractor that's built specifically for extracting dust, no. That would go against all of our dust legislation and stuff like that.
I mean, you can use all our extractors without a bag.
Yeah.
But then it becomes the problem of, like, in order for a tool to be classified as an M class like this one, then part of the classification, I mean, look, the machine's going to be M class, the seal's going to be M class, the alarm and all the other things needed to classify this machine as an M class, but then there's still the legality around the process. So you as the user also must be disposing of the dust in a M class sufficient fashion.
Yeah.
And that is to use a bag, particularly like a fleece slow bag. So you've got to minimise the dust loss. So I'm not saying if you get caught by, in the UK anyway, a health and safety officer, but if they do see you just tipping a bucket
dust into a skip, then
it doesn't matter about it doesn't matter about the extraction system, the hood that you're running. That last part of the process will mean it's not classified.
Because I remember, it's not just about protecting the person using the tool, it's the people around the person using the tool, or the people around the person who's disposing of the dust after the job.
Yeah, and just to make it clear, we're not criticising you at all. We're just making sure that you're perfectly aware that we obviously have to toe the line, so to speak, and make sure that everyone understands at least the local law and how it's how the HSC here will see it, I'm afraid. So that's why we don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. We already warned Jake that this is his first live stream and that any little question can open up into a complete down the rabbit hole of answers, because there's so many ways you can answer these questions. Right, so that's the gas part done. You had a question about the GKS, Jake?
Yes, indeed. Before I move that, I want to give a shout out in the chat to one of your colleagues, actually, Johannes Kalmbach, one of your Bosch trainer colleagues is in the chat. Awesome. Moving on. The question PF Cutters had was, would you make a guide-compatible version of the GKS 18-volt 51?
That would be good, wouldn't it?
It
guide
would.
rail, as you can imagine, it doesn't have a G in the name, so therefore it's not guide rail, so FSN compatible. It would be nice to have one, maybe because costs, we haven't done it, and as Dan pointed out, we've made the base plate quite useful, so you don't have to use a guide rail. There's a couple options. Maybe you just want to use a nice straighter bit of wood.
Parallel guide's still an option as well. You can use that.
But maybe in the future we will add a guide rail compatible one. Maybe it'd be really good if we had a mini GX.
Yes, that would be quite nice.
So we could use our FSN X rails on a little saw.
Yeah. I think when we design tools to have a guide rail base, they have to be, or have been so far, an alloy base, which is a little bit heavier than the pressed steel base, and obviously the additional weight for the machine as well.
Yeah.
This machine, they've tried to keep it as light as possible for ease of use. So maybe not for this machine, but who knows, future iterations may well do that.
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, it would just require require a swap out of the base plate.
Yeah.
You lose a little depth of cut, of course, because of the thicker base plate,
Yeah.
and obviously the rail,
Well, yeah.
but you still, you'll still be able to probably do double sheet, even with the loss of depth. So it's a good idea. It's a good
I
idea.
think FSNX is the way to go for that, though. That would be a lovely machine.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe exactly. You have a mini FSNX.
Yeah.
Cool. So, oh gosh, we've got more questions. So we haven't even got to the T3 stuff. It's going to be a long one. I warned you.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Jake, a few more questions, mate.
Yeah, one more. Just from Hobby Wood. Just put it in the chat. Is there any pre-installed Bluetooth on this new vacuum cleaner, and when will a Cyclone appear in the Bosch lineup?
Well, let me answer the second part.
Yep.
Technically, we already have a Cyclone.
Yes.
Because the 18-volt vacs, the L and the M, so the gas 10L and the gas 18-10L, and obviously the relatively newer gas 18V-12MC. That's a bucket cyclone.
Yep.
We call it. Do we call it a cyclone?
No, cyclone, yeah.
Cyclone?
Yeah.
Or turbine? Not turbine. Yes, it's a cyclonic. Yes, it's
Yeah,
cyclonic.
cyclonic, yeah.
So that's already technically a cyclone, unless you mean a specific type of model of machine. Maybe it's a patented name, maybe. But they are a circular motion extractor without. So they can't use the same kind of filter bags that we have in our normal ones.
Yeah.
And the first part of that one was Bluetooth
Not
integrated.
Not baked in, no. However, you can use the plug-in transmitter along with the vibration sensor,
Yes.
which you don't have.
I don't have. But you hopefully have already seen that any machine, remember this is a mains machine, any machine, let me spin it around, okay, which will have the, in our case in the UK obviously, we've got our 3-pin plug on the front of the product, so you can plug in your mains machine, but again you can add on the battery, the retro kit to have Bluetooth take-up. Danny might have
I
one.
may. No, I don't. No, that would be organised.
But don't worry, if you're not sure what we're talking about, feel free to watch one of our previous live streams. It was probably the dust extraction one,
Yep.
where we're looking at extractors. And in that live stream, we showed you the retro kit that would convert this into an extractor where you can now use cordless tools, remotely access it, remotely switch it on via the Bluetooth
I think that was
transmitter.
Dust Part 1
There you go.
of the trilogy.
I think it's the GCA and the GCT.
Yeah.
They're the two parts that you would need. And that's one simple SKU. Plug it into here, and then you can attach the sensor to your tool.
Anything.
Anything. You can use the vibration of the tool to switch it on, or you could just use it like a remote control, put it on your wrist.
Yep, press the button,
Work it
and
like
away
that.
you go.
Okay. So I think that's enough questions for now, Jake. I just want to get back to this machine and then get into the T3 products, otherwise we're all going to be here till tomorrow. Want to just point out one thing here. You can see that the actual top half of the extractor can be completely removed, and you can see you can be placed upside down. So when you're changing the bag, or well, that's really the only reason you'll take it off to change the bag, you can place it upside down, and the filter's not going to be facing down into the dirt. The whole bucket is a completely separate unit to the motor head.
Yep.
So you can easily remove it. And
In fact, you've got the little feet on here as well, so if you do put it the right way up,
That's
then
right,
it's
yeah.
nicely supported as well.
Yeah, put it back that way then.
Usually on wet and dry vacs, you have 2 pins that stick down into the base, so if you're using it wet to suck up moisture or water, then as soon as those pins are touched, it will stop the machine, so you don't end up sucking water into the actual motor of the machine. So these are held up higher this time, and these little feet drop down a little bit lower, so they're fully protected when you want to place the machine like this.
Yeah. I don't think I need to say too much more. Obviously, the activation of the machines on the front here, depending if you're doing it via the plug socket or if you're running it just automatically on. You've got the ability to adjust the performance level. So if you've got a larger, smaller hose, you can adjust it here. It's all analog here. So what you're trying to do is obviously make sure you keep your flow rate up based on what you're doing to stop the alarm from going off and keeping the dust to a minimum. And you've got the buttons on the front, maybe hard to see, but you can have it on manual or automatic filter cleaning. That's the button there to change the size of your, to set the hose diameter. So it's not automatically alarming, so you set for the right setting. Okay, Right, we could spend a lot more time talking about this dust extractor. However, what we could do, we've given you a little introduction. It's going to be top line, of course, because we've got so many products. So before we move on, maybe what we'll do is we'll play a little video that will summarize this machine nicely for us. So let's play that vid. Well, hopefully, so you don't even need us. No. Next time we'll just play 44 videos in a row.
Consider yourself enlightened.
That's right, yes, okay. Right, so hopefully that answered a few more questions. Again, if you have more questions about the dust extractor, or maybe Danny and I should do a refresher for dust extraction, because we've had quite a lot of new products and accessories in that dust extraction category. Maybe we should do a refresher, maybe in the new year. Jake, before we move on, I was incorrect there. There are still some more questions we need to answer, isn't it?
Indeed, there is. Phenol has asked 2 questions in the chat. Sorry, I didn't get around to them the first time. A question about the Gas 18V10L. For wet use, should we remove the filter? According to the manual, it's supposed to be fitted. When used with an 8-amp battery, it was so powerful it sucked water into the motor.
Well, that's interesting. I've not encountered that myself. But I wouldn't have thought that the battery would make it more powerful, to be honest. The main advantage with a bigger battery is you can just run at its peak for longer, but it shouldn't be more powerful. You should obviously try and avoid splashing.
Yep. There's a float inside the machine, that actually inside the filter, which when the water level gets to a certain level, it will float and then block off the motor to prevent water getting sucked into the motor. I would check that that's not stuck.
Yes, maybe.
If it's got any dust build up around it, although it shouldn't have, but if it does, then there's a potential for that to get stuck in the cage.
And just to clarify, Jay, did you say he's keeping the filter on?
Yes, he's fitted the filter according to the manual.
Yeah, correct. I mean, and that's what the filter's supposed to do as well, to stop the water from being able to splash through. So like if the water's already up to the filter, then it should be already too high. So maybe, as Danny points out,
the float's
already
stuck,
too high and the float's stuck. So have a check of that first. Make sure that is loose.
A little bit of a spray with lubricant, maybe a bit of a shake, and it should come free. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, so Phenol's saying water's collected in the filter, and that's obviously the water's too high then.
Right, yeah.
The water should already be lower and the filter's stopping splashing. So check that first.
The couple of tips regarding that as well. I personally would get 2 filters, one to use wet and one to use dry.
He's saying water level's low. Interesting.
Right. No, that is interesting.
Maybe maybe your filter needs to be checked. Maybe there's damage to the filter.
Maybe. Yeah. If you're using it at wet vac, my advice would be to have one for wet vacuum, one for dry. You can use a dry one. However, you need to fully wash it. Don't have something that's got some dust on it and then use it for wet vacuum. But basically that will just create concrete on the filter, and you're never going to get the right sort of the feel that you.
Well, I can see your comment there, Fina, and again, we're very happy to try and help you with that one. You're saying a new filter as well.
Right.
So what we'll do, contact us offline. Maybe go through the service department. Either ask for Danny or our attention. Email through, and we'll have a look at it, because it's very hard for us to analyse and diagnose what the problem could be. But we're interested to try and help you, mate. Or maybe come see Danny and I at one of the next events that's coming up. Can't name any names, but also happy to speak to you in person. But in the meantime, get in contact via our service centre and we'll try and help you out, mate. Another question, there's one more question I think he had, Jake.
Yes, he did. He had one more question. Will you be releasing a Cyclone that fits nicely onto the L-box, top of the extractor?
That would be nice. I've been asking for something that just clips on, a nice small extractor.
Pre-cyclone for the extractor, that would be nice. Nothing in the pipeline at the moment, I don't think. No, not that I've seen.
Oh, so Dave's workbench, yes, you're correct. Obviously, we're going to be at all the big events, and that one, the mentioned in the chat, we will be there as well. So you can pick our brains, buy me an ice cream, and I will...
I'd settle for an ice cream as well.
Maybe, well, but I'm more loose-lipped, so if you give me an ice cream, maybe I'll give away some secrets. No, I can't.
You can't do that.
No, I'm already in enough
take
trouble.
bribery.
But you can buy me and Dan an ice cream. Why not,
Yeah,
eh?
that's it.
Maybe we'll buy you a burger. Who knows? We're very friendly. But if you're coming to the next couple of events, come see Dan and I. See if you can get us off stand.
That would be nice.
Yes, because we could do a break. It's going to be a very hardcore. I think it's 4 days this year.
4 days,
if you've got the VIP access on the Thursday. So feel free to come and join us. But we will be at other events. We are going to be doing a truck tour. If you want to find where that truck tour is going to be stopping, I'm sure that's going to be on our website soon. If it's not already now, I think it should be now already. But if not, it will soon be advertised on the website, where our truck tour is going to be stopping, and obviously Danny and I will be there too, so there's a good opportunity to see us at the next dealer events, but also the Bosch Pro truck tour. Okay, I think that's enough questions for now. So we're 5:30 and we're just about to start T3. Hopefully that has given everyone enough time to enjoy the T2 products, and now we can start having a look at some, and only some, of the products that we're bringing out as of 3 days ago.
Yes.
And a few that will be coming out halfway through the month. First machine, or first two machines actually, I think you've got them on your side, Dan.
Have I got both of them?
These are two machines that I've been really looking forward to, and we have not disappointed. Myself and you will not be disappointed either. We've got some proper heavy duty machines.
There you go.
First machine I'm going to show is going to be our new right angle drill. First one is going to be this one here. This is the GRD. Completely new product, 18V-127.
Yep.
Okay.
And I have the GRD 18V-127HX.
Yeah, so what makes it different? Well, as you can see on my one, I've got a 3-jaw chuck, and on Danny's,
I have
the HX.
Hex attachment.
That
quick release.
And that is fundamentally the difference between the two machines. Yeah. I don't think I need to explain how a key chuck works, but as you can see, you've got your key here held on the machine nice and tidy, so you're not likely to lose it. I'm going to put this to one side just to make it a little easier for us, because both machines have exactly the same specifications, same performance, but this one's a little easier to show.
Yes.
So I'm going to put this to one side, and then let's have a look at this one in a little bit more depth. So with this new GRD, right angle drill, this is the kind of machine we will use for large diameter drilling. Predominantly we're looking at wood applications, and that 127 denotes the maximum, in this case, hole sawing diameter of 127 millimeters in wood. The machine outputs 70 Newton meters of soft torque here. We don't have a hard and max torque. We could have made that value if you wanted, but really we wanted to use soft torque as the measurement because that's the main application. Timber, augering, forcing the bitting, hole sawing.
Yeah, a progressive torque, not required to almost tighten things up. So it's basically just a turning force, a usable turning force.
Correct. Obviously, single 18-volt battery. I'm just going to pop a battery on. Can't mention too much about the batteries. Top secret. So what we've got here, Dan, is a high torque machine. But what differentiates this machine from many others in the market, not all, but many others, is this machine has 2 speeds, right?
Yes. At the bottom here, we have the 2 speeds simply selectable on the dial here. So we have that's speed 2 at the moment, and speed 1's just there. Nice and easy gearbox to twist over there. So
yes, it's in speed 2 because
I've been
it's in speed 2 because I've been torture testing it, and it has it's left me. No, I'm always surprised how much power you get out of one of these. I was doing self-cut speed bits. It was really shock and awing, and it's got loads of torque. Nice and comfortable, okay, because obviously it is designed to work nice and narrow. So obviously, as I was going to say, it's designed to work in between studs, for example, in narrow spaces. Okay, that's one of the main things. To handle control, making it very easy to use and very comfortable to use.
Nice and safe machine as well.
All right, let's lead on to it because... Guess what? Let's have a look. Let's get a close-up. Oh, let's go to the overhead very quickly because we never use the overhead enough, don't we? Look at that.
Okay.
We've made it really clear. So this machine has kickback control, right? But okay, let's cut back to the wide. But this is the first machine that now features our 2nd generation of advanced kickback control. So hopefully you should already be aware of kickback control on our grinders, our combis, our hammer drills. Our routers, our jigsaws, there's plenty, our circular saws, we've got loads of tools that already have Bosch kickback control. Generation 2 is different, right, Dan?
Yes, Generation 2 has a very much more dialed in version of the immediate kickback, but we also have a progressive kickback on this as well.
Me or you?
Me.
I can use my own.
There you go. Okay. So immediate kickback, and there we go. We have the flashing light on the back, tell you that you're in a kickback scenario.
Oopsie.
Release the trigger, and you power back on again. Or the progressive kickback, if the machine gets away from you during use, the kickback will set in there as well. So even if you don't realise that you're getting maybe squeezed up against a wall or something like that, the machine will cut in and prevent you from potentially getting squashed.
That's right. So, based on an accelerometer, like many of our other kickback systems, you've got the immediate, which is detecting that sudden reaction, and then you've got another one which essentially knows where it starts and will realise once you've gone past that, because it's not normal to, unless you're unless you're listening to really good beats on our radios, for example. That's a very unusual SOP.
I would say it would step in to let you know that you may want to rethink about your position where you're standing and maybe go back to where you started again.
That's right, yeah. So, it always makes me happy to go, yeah, do you know what? That's a really good improvement, an evolution of kickback. Yeah. And what we'll hopefully be seeing is this new generation of kickback rolling out onto new products that will feature kickback control. Yes. Maybe we've got another one to show today.
Maybe we do.
Or maybe we'll be showing it later in the month, who knows. But yes, this is not unique to this product. You'll be seeing a lot more of this. Okay, before we answer some questions, what else do we need to do here? Kickback, two-handed. You already mentioned the light. Okay, it's got a nice little light on the side.
I didn't mention the light, but yes, of course, it has a light.
Yeah, we saw it when you was doing the kickback, so that flashes as well. Nice variable speed trigger. Again, it's a really comfortable machine. It's got good torque, so if you're using it for wood drilling, or maybe you want to use it for a ground auger, you kind of can already tell from the visuals, you know what this machine's for. Good to have it in the range because we've been needing one. Yeah,
the tool holder on here is basically the alternative to the 3-jaw all-metal chuck on that one. We have here a release lever for the hex fitment there, so perfect for large augers or ground augers.
Yeah, cool. Just a little bit about specs, and then we'll see if you've got any questions. Obviously, because we've got the 2-speed gearbox in speed 2, which is the lower torque speed setting, that's up to 1800 RPM. The speed 1, which is then giving you that 70 Newton meters of soft torque, that's 550 RPM, but still very fast. When it comes to drilling or capacities, we've already mentioned that 127 for hole sawing in wood. If you're using a self-cut speed bic, that goes up to a massive 65 millimeters. And if you're augering, then you're looking at about 38 mils.
Yeah. And in the tests that I've done so far, and Chris has done as well, we've not managed to stop it. We've not managed to even activate the kickback because it just glides through everything we've put in front of it, really.
Weight-wise, the only difference between these two is about 0.1 of a kilogram. You're looking at about 3 and 3.1 kilograms. I think this one's the heavier one.
Yeah, 3.1. There's more metal to
just a little bit more. So not heavyweight, and more importantly, again, with a battery on, the balance of this is really comfy. Really so, nice. Been looking for one of these for many years. I'm glad we finally brought it out, and more importantly, we brought it out with that new advanced kickback. So couldn't be happier.
Knocked it out of the park on this one.
Jake,
really great machine.
Yeah, what do we got question-wise?
First of all, PF Cutters has asked, why are this machine and the other GRD right-angle drill rather than bi-turbo? As don't you think bi-turbo power is needed for these applications for electricians?
Well, let me know, do we need bigger than 127 millimeters? If we do, then maybe we'll bring out a bigger bi-turbo machine, but these do not require a Procore equivalent battery.
No.
These can run on a standard battery, as far as I've been told. You can always benefit from a bigger battery or a 21700 high output Procore equivalent, because if you are using it heavily, then having a big battery will always be of a benefit, keeping that heat low, especially when you're doing heavy work. I will double check with the product managers if they've got any recommendations. I would personally run it with a Procore battery anyway, because the balance is right and the run time is right.
Yeah.
But we don't specify, I don't believe we specify it needs to have it, because as you're saying, it's not a bi-turbo machine. So, but hey, that's my opinion.
A lot of the torque comes about from the way the gearbox is designed and the ratios within the gearbox. So, again, you may not necessarily need that much power, the threshold for a bi-turbo machine power, to operate this machine. So, exactly, you don't have to have a heavy battery on there.
Well, who knows? Maybe in the future, if necessary, if there's a market for it. Again, it's not just whether or not there's demand in the market, whether or not there's applications and people that want it. And maybe with this new range of tools that I'm sure most of you guys know about, but we can't talk about, maybe there'll be one of those tools that will be even more powerful compared to these standard Bosch Pro products. Okay, Jake, any more?
Yeah, Mr. Wolf51 has asked if you could explain the attachment on the handle.
Attachment? Oh, this, maybe that one. It's this one. Yeah. Maybe it's this one. It's a key chuck. So obviously here's your...
nice little secure place to put your key chuck, so it doesn't...
Yep, that's all it is. It's just a nice place to store this so you don't lose it.
Whereas historically on a corded product, you'd usually have that sort of star shape that you'd push the chuck key in. We don't have this on this because it doesn't have a cord. So a nice secure little place for you to put your chuck key.
Yeah, cool. Easily lost. When I took it off, Dan was going to put it back on.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay, it's on the desk. He's like, no, put it back on. Yeah. So I didn't.
So typically that.
So then Dan did it because it irked him. So yeah, cool. But that's what it's for. Yeah.
I've lost many a chuck key over the years.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay. So that's a good question. So we'll move on. I think that's a good summary of the products. I mean, we would love to do demos, but it's the same problem as always. Too many products, not enough space. But don't worry. Coming soon, we'll be moving to our proper hardcore studio, purpose-built for make this life a little bit easier, and we'll definitely be doing more demonstrations.
Oh, yes.
But don't worry, there'll be some videos coming out where I think I'm doing a little quick presentation on this, and obviously we'll be putting out some other videos where you can see these machines in action. If you want to see it live, come and see Danny and I at one of these next dealer events or the truck tour. I will want to be demoing this. I demo these and chainsaws, all the stuff that makes a big mess, and I love these tools. So I'll be demoing.
We'll probably have one or both, probably both of them there. So that's not a problem.
Someone's asking, I know it's common with a key chuck. Why not a keyless chuck? It's to do with forces, isn't it? Really,
I think
it's
largely
just more robust.
Yeah, it's a really robust, solid chuck. I mean, we probably can't get a gist of it over a live stream, but it's really, really well made.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight to that. We could have gone with a keyless chuck, but obviously the decision by the product managers is that due to the forces,
you want something with a really positive lock onto it, and there's nothing more satisfying than really wrenching on a chuck key and getting it as tight as you want. Tight as you're comfortable using it.
Yeah, I think Gareth Jones is answering it there. It's much more better grip, large stuff under large torque. This is still like what we think is industry standard. So we've gone with what we think and what the market tells us is what they want, and we kind of agree with them. But nothing wrong with the HX system as well.
Yes, again, still a positive lock, and it's still an incredibly well made, solid lump of metal that's holding the bit.
You just have to get the relevant accessories to fit it. Yeah. Cool. Okay, right, so that's enough of that. But I think, let's check. Do we have a video? Let's play a little video. Right, welcome back.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed that little interlude. Hopefully that explained everything that we didn't cover. I think that covered most of it.
No, I think it probably covered everything.
But again, it's one of those things. This is a kind of tool that you really need to get hands on, have a feel of, see a demonstration, or more importantly, somehow you have to have a feel of it because it feels great. Yeah. And that kickback control is so fast, and that progressive kickback, it just works. It works. So it's a really, sometimes it's a pleasure to work for this company.
It is.
When they, when they bring out good stuff that we like to talk about. All right.
This next one's an interesting one because I haven't seen a GBR for quite some time. Not a new one.
Well, we've had one, and we've had a couple we've had in our workshops, but they're mains machines because until not recently, but obviously back then when we brought out those machines, that's the kind of tool that really benefits from mains power. Long duration, but there's still the requirement to do angle grinding, but have that but that cable or cordless freedom.
Exactly. So this is the GBR 18V-15 or 15S.
Yeah. I mean, shall I state the obvious?
You can state the obvious.
I can state the obvious. This looks very familiar. This is obviously the donor machine for this is our GWS, so angle grinder, 18V-15, the bi-turbo 1500 watt model.
Yep.
So essentially what we're doing here is we're utilizing that as the base, and we've modified this to make it more applicable for stone and concrete grinding. Main thing, as you can see, visibly, we have a really nice big handle that can be stowed or adjusted really nice and low, so really useful if you're going underneath things like radiators or whatever fixtures when you're grinding. Okay, it simply locks like that. And then obviously the most important thing is a really good and really really good and effective dust hood.
Yes, very well incorporated. Maximum amount of dust removal. I mean, obviously with a machine like this where you're going to be grinding concrete or even to a degree almost polishing concrete, you're going to create a fair bit of dust.
Yeah.
And that's silica dust at that as well.
The
so
worst
that's the nasty stuff.
Yes, the finest and the worst dust is what you're going to produce, and in vast volumes.
Volumes,
exactly.
yes.
You're underselling it. A horrible amount of dust. Yeah.
Even if you're using this for removing adhesive or anything like that as well, because these are used for removing maybe not necessarily tile adhesive, although you can use it for tile adhesive, but any sort of adhesive that's been bonded to a concrete floor that you really want to get down, then
that's right. Yeah,
great bit of dust extraction on this as well.
Yeah,
especially keeps that all away from your lungs.
So we sell this machine in a number of different versions, but as far as I'm aware, all versions will come with a grinding cup.
Yep.
I forget which grit it is, but obviously this one, I take it off later if we want to get questions about it, or I'll check it because I cannot remember off the top of my head. Obviously you have the hood. This is all built in, obviously, and you have a number of the spare brushes. So you've got spares of those. I think you get a spare pair.
Yep.
So you get this and attach to the machine and a spare backup. But you can obviously buy those as accessories because they are a consumable part.
Yeah.
When it comes to the machine itself, again, remember it's based on the 1500 watt grinder, which means it's got a no load speed up to a maximum of 8,500, but you can go down as little as 2,600.
Yes.
Via the control interface on the back. Let me grab a battery. Okay, so simply cycling through all the different speed modes, 1 to 3. Okay, the machine itself, as it is a angle grinder donor, means this also features kickback and drop control, because so did the 15 model grinder. It's an M14 spindle, which is what you'd expect. It's standard accessories. And the other thing we can mention really is, the window on the front here. So the guard itself, you can do that. You can open the guard if you're wanting to see what you're doing or get right into a corner, for example.
Historically, if you're using one of these discs on one of the standard grinders with the dust hood, you'd have to unclip and remove the front section. With this, you can simply flick it out the way, see where you're going, pop it back shut again, just to improve that dust extraction again. Really nice and easy to do.
Really nice and simple. I think we've already got people in the chat commenting about it, why we've done it this way. Yeah, balance, dust extraction, it is a very nice and comfortable machine. And I believe actually, compared to some of the other ones in the market, I believe our one is one of the lowest to the ground as well.
Yeah, really low profile machine.
Right.
Dust extraction is really low profile as well, so we keep it as flat as possible.
Click and clean, as you can imagine, so go straight onto one of our dust extractors or friction fit adapter if you've got.
I'm trying to find that friction fit adapter. Now we actually have a machine. Where did you put that? Oh, there it is.
Yep, cool.
There you go. So we said earlier about friction fit adapters and click and clean. So you can simply pop it in like that as well. So click and clean. If you're using an alternative brand dust extractor, they just push fit like that as well. They're specifically designed for it.
There you go. This is far more elegant, but obviously the option. Again, so no risk of that coming. Well, not risk of. It's not impossible, but a much more secure fixture compared to friction fit. So, nice little concrete grinder.
Yes.
Nice to have. Obviously, I think the only thing I missed off is 125mm accessories, and obviously we'll fit a wide range of our and obviously third-party M14 accessories.
Yeah, we've got an expert range of those as well, I think, haven't we?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So you can always upgrade the accessory to the results that you want.
Yeah, we've got a couple of influencers. Well, there's definitely one that's definitely looking at this because he's typically using our angle grinders. See if you can guess who it is. Prizes in the chat if you can guess which one of our influencers is currently using our bi-turbo brushless grinders to work on his kitchen fitters, tiles and stuff.
Yes.
And he's obviously using an alternative solution, using, again, dust hoods. but this is definitely a machine that he's going to be banging on our door asking about, because this will do a lot of his work for him. Okay. When is this concrete grinder coming to North America? Can't tell you, mate. You're going to have to ask our colleagues over there. We couldn't tell you. Hopefully soon, but they'll know, because again, markets are different over there.
Exactly.
What name will it be? I don't know. You like to name your machines weird names, different to us.
A little bit different, yeah.
I wonder what weird metric they use to describe it. But maybe
they'll probably come up with a much cooler name than we've got. But
the groundhog.
The yeah.
Actually, TM. My copyright. That's mine now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's good enough. I think good explanation. I don't think we need to go into too much detail. Let's move on to another product. I think the only other thing I could say about this is, if relevant, this is BGBAU certified. That's more of a European thing.
Yeah.
And what we mean by that is that the dust extraction performance has been certified, and it meets that standard, whatever that standard is. And I do apologise, it's not something that we know.
Yep.
But if that is important to you, and if you need some third-party external body to certify it, that might be interesting to you if you have a company or you need to hit some kind of regulation.
Yeah.
So maybe that's I'm not sure personally if that's a regulation that we use in the UK.
It's not one that I've heard of before, but European-wise, obviously, if there's legislation, it may be transferable across the two.
Yeah. But all I wanted to say with that is it means that, yes, the dust extraction on this machine is as good as we can make it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right. On to something, another product in the range.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's critical, but it's a nice to have.
Yeah.
So this is mine.
You want that one?
This is mine. I'll pass you this then.
I've got all the ones over there. So, right, this is the GDS 18V-780. So 780 Newton meters of tightening force from this machine. Half-inch anvil on this, so for all your half-inch sockets. Yeah, a really nice, usable, actually, really well positioned in the market as well machine.
Yeah, I mean, you've already mentioned 780 Newton meters of torque.
Yep.
That gives you approximately, I mean, I think we are still waiting for all the data to come back in,
Yep.
but I believe it's going to be around 1,000 Newton meters of breakaway torque.
Yeah.
I think that's to be confirmed, but I think that's pretty accurate, to be honest.
I would imagine so. That's usually you'll end up with a bump above the maximum tightening torque. Will give you your breakaway. That's usually around about the same sort of space that you'd expect.
And this is something, again, this is one of the reasons why I quite like the way we design our impact wrenches, because we consistently always make sure that the breakaway torque is much higher than the tightening torque.
Yeah.
Because we know that's what you want. That's where the real business happens. It's trying to get stuff off, right? So you'd want to have a machine that's got really good breakaway torque while maintaining good tightening torque as well.
That's it.
But the priority, I think, is always gearing it for breakaway.
I think so. Yeah. For your average Joe out there, maybe doing a bit of work on his car or something like that, there's nothing you're going to find really that's going to be over 1,000 Newton meters. That's a heck of a torque to be applying to something. The breakaway is the important one.
That's right. Well, I mean, if you do want 1,000 Newton meters or more, don't worry. We've got a whole bi-turbo range, so all the way up to 1,600, with hints, rumours that we might be going way higher than that in the future. I've heard potentially up to 3,000.
Ooh.
Yeah. But that's going to be way in the future, so don't quote us on that yet. Maybe that's still to come, but why not? We know that there's a market for it. We've been playing around in this sub 2,000 Newton meters.
Yep.
Although we do still get 2,000 Newton meters of breakaway on the 1,600, but we haven't gone to inch drive and we haven't gone over 2,000 tightening yet. But we know, but we have the ability.
But bear in mind, it's not just about power with our impact wrenches. You've also got the precision provided by the AB functionality that you have in the modules as well, which you can connect to. So yeah, a little bit more bells and whistles rather than raw grunt.
That's right, yeah. Now I believe this is actually, this model, you might find it out in the market as a GDS 18V-780C. Okay, and that's a bit, not a mistake, but obviously this machine is not connected, but I believe it is going to be labelled as a C model. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I think it's originally was going to be a connected product. The labels were made with a C, but the final machine is not. This machine is not a connected machine, but you might see it out there in the market as a 780C. Maybe eventually they'll change the sticker, who knows. But the first batch has got a C on it.
It's more likely it's going to be a rolling change or something like that.
But no big deal. Make sure we're telling you the truth. Not a connected machine. However, it does have 3 speed settings, okay, on the bottom. So again, I'll just see if I can tilt this for the close-up cam. You can see easy to cycle between the 3 speed settings. Okay. We've got a no-load speed of 1300, 1500, and 2000. Okay, and obviously that allows you to go up through steps up to the maximum torque. So 300 Newton meters in speed 1, 550 in speed 2, and then that's 780 Newton meters in that speed 3. You'll see this machine also has 2 buttons, a turbo mode, and if I pop it in reverse, you can also switch on ABR, automatic bolt release.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully,
turbo modes are quite an interesting one.
I was going to say, hopefully you should already know what ABR stands for. You'll see people. Let me know in the chat. ABR. What is it? We'll come back to that. See if Jake. See if anyone can guess it right. They might win a prize. But we've
stopped tempting people with that.
Yeah, win a prize. What prize? I don't know. Bosch Professional mug. So ABR is something that we've had on many of our impact drivers for many years.
Yes.
It came out with the 300.
Did 300
ABR.
ABR, actually, as was the product name.
Auto bolt release, we'll take it. Thank
yes.
you. Who was that? Phenol, you win. Wait, I don't know. Yes, automatic bolt release, ideal for when you're taking nuts off clamps or running them off threads. So it'll automatically switch off.
Scaffolders absolutely loved it. Undoing scaffolding clamps, so you're not losing the nut and the washer, or potentially dropping the clamp. No one wants to be hit on the head with a clamp.
All right,
or nut.
So when in reverse, you can toggle ABR on this mode. But as Dan points out, when you're in forward, you can toggle turbo mode. What an interesting sounding thing.
Interesting concept, actually, yes.
Let's see if I can demo it.
Yeah.
So, speed 1, okay, variable speed trigger. What you'd expect. Okay, and obviously you can go through the different speeds, so that limits your maximum RPM. So again, variable speed trigger. Okay, however, if I
smooth sounding machine, actually.
Yeah, pretty nice sounding machine, yeah. Okay, but I put on the turbo mode. All right, see if anyone else can tell what's happening here. So with turbo, what you've done is essentially you've electronically disabled the variable speed trigger.
Maximum power from 0 RPM.
Yep.
So yeah, no response time. Literally pull the trigger and away you go.
Ideal for those large applications where you really want to get working as quickly as possible. You don't need the delicate trigger control because you've got a lot of impacting to do.
Exactly.
Right. So you can disable that and just basically go full speed from the outset. So a nice little feature. Look, we're not trying to set the world on fire, but it's a nice additional feature, especially on a machine this big with that amount of torque. That's the kind of applications you just want to hurry up and get it done.
Yeah.
Okay, want to get impacting and start the work as quickly as possible. One little minor addition on the machine, let's go to the overhead and see if it's playing ball. You've seen this, you may have seen these on some of our other machines. If you are familiar with any of our industrial tools or our new D-Class IW tools, you might see these little protection rings.
Actually quite a good idea, having read up about them.
That's right.
It's a great little addition.
Yeah, so we claim that this can reduce the stress on the tool holder by up to 20%.
It prevents the socket from riding back over the tool holder and then getting stuck on the sort of the chamfer of the actual anvil itself, and then causing a shearing issue.
Yeah, on the I think we call it the radius foot, where that's where, as you described.
I know there'd be a flashy name for it.
Yeah, that's where, as you point out, that's where it bites in on the edges.
Exactly.
And that's a stress point, and that can prematurely damage the tool holder. Having this little protection ring, nothing too complicated, but it helps again keep the tool holder lasting as long as possible. Important to note, Dan, you can replace them. You can fix it. Yeah. These things can break and will break over time.
Simply, and the rubber ring simply pulls off, pop another one on, and they're really, really cheap.
That's right.
Really cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Just like when we try and convince people that there's nothing wrong with the tool, like a rotary hammer, just send it in, get the O-rings done.
Yeah.
And then it's as good as new. So regular maintenance, replaceable parts, don't shy away from it. If you're buying a Bosch power tool, these aren't designed to go in the bin, just fix it and start working again.
I mean, yes, send it in.
Yeah.
The guys in the workshop, happy bunch. No, probably actually not. Well, but
you were the happiest one.
They are, I think I was the happiest one in there. But yes, they're happy to repair them for you.
Cool. If they're not, Danny will do it.
Get them right.
Can't let go. No. Okay, so yeah, a nice another addition. We know what we make. We make loads of good hammers, loads of grinders, and loads of impactors.
Impact wrenches. Yeah,
impact wrenches. Okay, right. So that's enough of that, I think. Any questions, Jake, or should we keep going?
A few people in the chat were asking what the difference is to the 750.
Very similar.
30. There you go.
Wow.
30 newton meters basically.
But if I'm correct, the 750 is a connected machine, does have the AB functionality off the top of my head.
Yes.
So you've got far more fine tuning, so you can program them better.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more...
It's got the socket release on that as well.
Yes,
there are a few bells and whistles on that one.
It's definitely, I think it's a more expensive machine, lower torque, but more features that make it more valuable if that's within the torque range that suits you.
It's horses for courses at the end of the day. You buy the tool for the job that you're doing. You may not need that machine, then this one's available to you.
Cool, yeah. Any more, Jake?
Yeah, one more I had noted from Lucas Fransden, who asked, hey guys, do you know if there's going to be an impact driver with around 300 newton meters? That would be awesome. Best regards from the Danish carpenter.
Impact driver?
Well, the 220, so the GDR 18V-220C, pretty
Is there
good.
a 285?
There is a
Just dreaming
285, there's a 285 GDX.
Yes.
So you could use the GDX like an impact driver. It's close to 300. We are potentially going to be bringing out a new GDR that will sit maybe alongside the 220, but it's only a little bit of a bump.
Yeah.
You'll find out about that in January.
Yeah.
I think it's 230. But 300, no, the nearest currently, and based off what I can remember off the roadmap, that's only, the 285 is the nearest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one. I think we showed that in the last live stream, the T2 new launch live stream. I think that was in May, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's the nearest equivalent.
Yeah, 220, I've got to admit, it's going to be a good runner for my favourite machine.
I know, but that's the problem because the GDX is a good model, but the GDR 220, that's that generation 2 motor, really small, really fast.
Again, it's not necessarily about the power, it's the control that gives you as well. Really, really useful machine.
But a good point, good comment. 300, not that I've heard of, but we'll ask when we're going. We're going
next week.
This Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday.
So this Sunday we're going to Germany for our little conference, and we're going to have a look at what's hopefully new.
Yep.
See what we're allowed to tell you, or maybe we can hint strongly. Who knows? We'll see what we can give away. We'll ask them for permission to see if we can leak some stuff. Maybe. Who knows? You know, we're under a short leash nowadays.
Yes.
We're too good at our job, so to speak. Okay, so Jake, a few more questions, mate?
Yes, another one from Adlan, who asks, what about rubber boot protect for impact tools?
Yes, we do for the... No rubber boots for these.
No, not this, but that's what they mean, isn't it, that bit?
Either just the whole top of the gearbox.
Yeah.
You'll find that on a lot of automotive machines by other manufacturers. We do them for our exact machines for industrial use, but not for our usual range of professional impact wrenches or drivers.
I think there's one or two that might have the rubber front, but not completely. It has the
gearbox
is covered.
By boot, mean the whole thing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they have been out there. Usually, it's for either to protect the machine or for protecting, say, a painted surface if you're close to it when you're using the machine.
Fair.
But not that I know of. Again, I'll ask the question over there because you never know. It might be something that they've just not brought to the UK market. So.
Yeah, I'm just leading the chat here. Fair enough. I mean, obviously the GDX 285, people don't like the trigger. And that's fair enough. It's okay, that's fine. I don't mind you having, we like to have honest feedback. The 285 is a bit more of an affordable machine. It's got a lot of power, but it's definitely a lot more affordable compared to, say, the 220, which is outstanding. But it doesn't have the torque you want. So again, hopefully we'll get something that's a bit more higher price point within that 300 mark. But that's fine. Interesting to know. Again, we don't probably use the tool. We don't use some of the tools enough. We get to choose the best tools. Yeah. And we would always go for the 220.
I go for the 220 every time.
And that's why. Even though obviously the GDX is great because it's got the hybrid chuck for the 1/2 inch and the 1/4 inch internal hex for screw driving. Maybe we've just not used it enough. Because who said that? Love money and Casa, I think they're saying. So fair enough, mate. I understood. Okay, good feedback. We'll pass it on. Yeah, cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I can see them talking about it. Okay, cool. We'll come back to that at some point. But it looks like maybe you prefer the GDX 210.
Yes.
So still a GDX model.
A little bit bigger.
210C.
210C.
I like
it's
that
got all
machine.
the connected functionality that you'd ever need.
Yeah, I like that. But obviously, I think they're still both in the market, and obviously one is connected with a lot more features, lower torque, of course. But maybe that's the kind of machine that has a nice trigger that you might prefer. Because I think.
Or if they did an X version of the 220, that would be lovely. That would be lovely.
That would be lovely. Okay. But nice to know. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Next machine. You okay, Jake? Should we move on? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Next machine. Have I got it?
I have got it.
You got it.
This one it's quite nice to talk about, actually.
Yeah, necessary, of course.
Necessary.
Important
We
to
have here a small sound box, basically. The GPB 18V-1C.
Okay, so professional power box. Radio, but not a radio.
Not a radio.
Speaker.
Just a Bluetooth speaker, and a really good one at that.
Surprisingly, really good speaker. Obviously, we've got many radios, big, small, medium size, well, big and small, but mostly medium and large.
Yeah.
This is obviously the smallest part of the sound system that we do. We don't have a radio. It's purely a Bluetooth speaker because, hey, most of the time you've got all the music you want on your phone. You can have DAB radio on your phone. You just need a nice portable speaker to attach it to via Bluetooth. And that's what this does. A single 11-watt speaker, simply here in the grill, has tweeters, or we call it passive radiators on the side here. So you can't really see it, but that helps provide a nice amount of bass. It's like it is essentially a tweeter. As you can see on the back, it's a simple attach the 18-volt battery on the back of it. I'm going to be very quick on this because you don't need to spend too much time on it, but it's a nice little speaker. That 11 watts is actually surprisingly loud. Let's cut to the overhead quickly. Let's see if it's going to play. Let's see if we can see it. Just about. It's quite deep in there, but you've got a USB-C port. Okay, and the advantage with that port is that the machine, the speaker, sorry, can run off a USB-C cable if it's plugged into a port that does power delivery. Can't remember what off my top of my head, but I think it's about 50 watts or 55 to 65 watts is power delivery, and the applicable cable to power the device. And if you run it with a battery in, then this essentially becomes a small charger as well. So you can charge a smart device via the machine itself up to a maximum of 5 volts, 3 amps off the 18 volt attached.
So you've got a power bank and a speaker.
As I said, 11 watt single speaker. Very loud, quite directional, of course, because it's a single speaker, but it does throw the sound quite well. We often, when we're cleaning the workshops or just wanting to, well, usually cleaning the workshops after a busy day like today, we would hang one of those up on the toolbarring or maybe on one of the power hooks, and just leave that blasting. And we've got all the options of all the radios, but sometimes we just quickly synchronize that to our phone.
I've got one of these in the storeroom.
I've got one too. It's the same thing. I usually just attach that to my belt by a carabiner and walk around with it like a mini boombox, but groin level. My groin boombox. And I just walk around the train department blasting my hardcore metal. Yeah, good music. Barely weighs anything. It's nice to have, and that's the whole point. It's basically a kilo. It weighs nothing without a battery, of course. The advantage here, obviously. Let's again cut to the overhead camera. The controls are so simple. It's not too complicated at all. Your on button, Bluetooth sync button, plus and minus for the volume, pause, play. Obviously, you can control that via your phone as well. And then this button here is your
my favourite part of the bit of kit, honestly.
So that is your multi-speaker sound sync. Simply switch on the speaker, press that, and then if you've got one of the other speakers, so the GPB 18.6 SRC, I think it's 18VH. 6 SRC.
Any of the two larger GPBs.
The 6 models, Any of the ones with this multi-speaker sound, you can link 1, 2, 3, an infinite number of these and create your own mini disco.
If you can get as many of these inside the Bluetooth range of the actual master stereo, or you're playing your music through, they will all connect and all play at the same time.
Great. I think the most we've had is we put all 3 of our marketing samples together. That's more than enough sound. But again, you could have your master playing whatever you want, and you could have these dotted around your job site. So you could annoy all your work colleagues with your excellent taste of metal. Yes, lovely. That's what I do every time. Okay, the product itself isn't IP rated. However, we also sell it complete with a dust box, a lid essentially. We don't have it to hand. So you can either buy that as an accessory coming soon, or you can buy the whole thing with the battery bay hood as part of the execution. And that will make this product IP54, so more than capable of surviving the average job site and basically rainproof.
A little bit of rain.
I mean, don't wash it under the sink or with a pressure washer, but again, means you could use it outside. Okay, so 2 different versions. What you see here, without the battery, and another one with a small little lid that goes on the back there. Cool. Cool. Okay. I think that's pretty good. We could play it, but then you can't. What's the point? You can't hear the sound quality because you're going to get compressed through YouTube. Jake, questions, mate?
Yes. First of all, I Love Money is very keen to hear about the new Expert batteries, so I thought I'd let you comment on that.
Right. So you're talking about what batteries? These things?
Them?
No. Unfortunately, I thought we were going to get this question earlier.
Yes.
Now, you are correct. You've probably already heard about these new batteries that we've been bringing out.
Yep.
We've kind of hinted a little bit. You may have seen some leaks on the internet for
Very
some of the
exciting.
batteries. It is very exciting. However, you're going to have to wait until part 2 of this live stream. One, because there's loads of products.
We've got to keep you tuned in.
Exactly. How are we going to get you to come to part 2? But the main reason why is because it doesn't technically launch until a little later in this month.
Is embargo the right word? Maybe.
Maybe. Most of it's because, I think I can say it, our dealers are going to go to a special event where all of this is going to be presented, and then those dealers, or probably those dealers and other ones, will then start listing them on their website, and then you'll be able to buy them. But that's not going to be until a little later this month. Although maybe you've seen some information leaked. Unfortunately, that's the only thing we can't do. We can't just yet. So we can say, I can do this.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That's a nice
Good, isn't it?
battery.
It's going to be good. And, it's good.
No. Yes,
Oh,
really
it's so
good, yeah.
But we can't tell you any more. Oh, imagine what it feels like for us guys. It's here. It's there. We know everything about it. In theory, you guys could almost find out what you need to do as well. But we can't tell you yet. So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll talk all about the new Expert batteries and the other thing.
That's next to it.
This thing here.
Artistically lit as well, I have
Yeah,
like
it's
to say.
beautifully lit.
Yeah,
So
beautifully
also
lit.
some new chargers as well. So it's really worth staying tuned for.
Yep.
Yes, you can find some of the information on the line. Some of it's accurate, some of it's not. But again, you want to tune into the next live stream because trust me, we can spend the next 3 hours talking about new battery tech, and I'm raring to go, guys. But sorry, we have to stay just for a few more weeks. So sorry about that. But I'm glad you noticed. So, I've upset him now. Oh, I'm upset. Jake, any more?
We have got some more. Going back to the speaker, PF Cutters has asked, does this small portable Bluetooth speaker work with a 12-volt battery too?
No.
It's really frustrating.
I did see an initial design where we were going to try and use, I think they were going to try and use the 12-volt adapter that was part of the GLL 18V-120-33CG.
Which one? Say that again.
Yes, the GLL 18V-120-33CG, the Hulk, the big 18-volt laser. Which one? Which one? Yeah. Because obviously that one you could have D-cell batteries, 12-volt batteries, or plug an 18-volt battery straight in and use a 12-volt adapter. However, I think unfortunately because of the way we made the adapter, it was keyed out for power tools, and therefore they keyed it out for this too. So it could have been possible.
Yeah.
Maybe they might make maybe a modified adapter, but currently not. But I know there were plans to, which means this could be powered by a 12-volt, because it can be powered by USB-C.
It all depends entirely on the electronics inside as well, whether it will function on a 12-volt power supply.
And I think it would, because I think they had designed it for it, but the adapter currently is not compatible. So fingers crossed. I'll make a comment, or we'll make a comment to the product managers if we see them next week, and say, people are asking about it.
Sort it out.
You thought about it. Can't we have it? So not yet. We'll try and make it so.
Yes. Yeah.
But then again, get a nice little compact 18-volt battery.
Yeah.
It's not too much. But I understand. You've probably got 12-volt batteries, and it's a perfect choice.
Yeah.
Just have to have an adapter, unfortunately. But, Okay, any more, mate?
Cool. William Blackby has asked, when is the speaker out for release?
Now. I believe it is now.
It is.
Obviously, it depends on which dealers are listing it. It is very early in the
very
month.
new, yeah.
So I think maybe some dealers might be able to take some pre-orders if they do that.
We'll have to order some in here.
Yes, that's true. They should be available. Well, as I said, it's down to the dealers. I'm sure maybe on some of the online sites you should be able to hopefully order it, but it is launched as of now, so it's just dependent on stock.
Cool. Moving on, we have a couple of questions actually about nailers. So PF Cut has asked, what is the update on the upcoming first fix nailer, coil roofing nailer, 7 gauge 18 volt fencing stapler, and inflatable moose adventures? Similarly asked, any news on a framing nailer?
So inflatable moose adventure.
I thought he was asking. I thought that was PF Cut's asking for an inflatable moose adventure. We don't make them. No, that's another person. Right. Okay. Well, caveat over umbrella term. In regards, umbrella statement, it's been a long day. Yep. In regards to the nailers, we can't answer those questions about when they're coming. We can't confirm or deny all those models, although I'm pretty sure we're definitely getting at least 2 of those. We cannot confirm or deny whether or not we have a physical example of one of these machines. And again, we cannot confirm or deny that Danny and I have had a great time testing it.
Yes, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe
and
not,
we also cannot confirm or deny that we think it's amazing.
Yes.
And that's all we can say on it. If you want to find out more information, you're going to have to stay tuned to our live streams and tune in early next year, maybe January or February. I reckon January.
Yes, I think so.
Where we will be officially able to confirm or deny whether or not we've got any of these machines.
So worth the wait. Or not. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Okay, and what was that last question there, Jake, mate? Who from weird paddling pool man? Was it Goose Man?
I love money. Oh, Moose was asking about nailers as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes. So same guys. Yeah, so same problem there, but if you can gather what we're saying, I think we're saying that you're not going to have to wait too long for what you've always been asking for. And that's what we've been saying throughout all the live streams is, here at Bosch Professional, we have been working really, really hard to get loads of new products into the range to fill these gaps. And I know you've been really patient for things like the 18-volt router and other products that may be here and there that you've been asking for correctly. So we're going to cover a lot of these products, but
they are certainly listening to you.
Yes, that's right. It's just, you know how we are at Bosch. We're not going to just put out any old rubbish. We're going to spend our time, too much time sometimes, but it's always, it's pretty much always worth it.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
And those products you're discussing,
so worth it.
They're definitely worth it. Okay, Jake, a couple more, mate.
Yes, I Love Money has suggested that we need a hydraulic, what did he say? So a hydraulic crimper for plumbing.
We have a hydraulic one for crimping. GDP. GPT. Sorry, G pressure. Yes, we already have one. 2 models, in fact.
Yep.
1.9 and 3.2 kilonewtons.
Kilonewtons, yeah.
Or tons. Is that what you're asking about, or are you asking for something else? If you're not, hopefully we've made your day by telling you they exist.
They already exist. Yes.
Yes, for your pipe press unions. So let me know if that's
as
what
well
you're looking for.
As a full range of jewels for them as well.
Yes. Okay. So I think Phenol's on it already. Yep. There you are. Correct.
That's the one.
GPT 18V-19 and 32.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, right. Any more, Jake?
Yeah, just one more from PF Cutters again, our good friend. What is the update on the 1/2" by turbo 18-volt router?
Well, there is no update because at the moment the machine is not real.
I saw a picture of it.
Well, we saw a picture of a concept of it. Doesn't mean that there is one in development. It does mean that we are interested in making one. It does mean that there is
certainly a market for it.
There's definitely a market, and there is some things happening internally where they want to manufacture it. But at this stage, it's way too early. That doesn't mean it's going to take 50 years or 10 years or whatever. No. That might mean that it's in development behind the scenes, and they're keeping it quiet from Dan and I because we give away too many secrets.
We're working quite closely with our friends over in Germany, so especially quite a lot of the product managers.
Yes, that's right.
But there's interesting things coming.
That's right. But again, we have to stay very close-lipped about stuff. But as you will see, and you probably already know, there is a new range of products coming out. Okay, a new category of products. I know you know what it is, and they'll be coming out next year. And I would hope that if they are going to design and manufacture a 1/2" router, I reckon it'll be part of that range.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah.
But if I'm being honest with you, if you're waiting for a 1/2" 18-volt router, it's not going to be anytime soon. Okay, I think that's the best way of saying it.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
We know that there's we want to make one because there's a need for it in the market, but currently it's a bit radio silence on that. So, sorry.
Yeah.
Any more, Jake, or should we keep going?
Bradley Pennington has asked. He desperately wants the cordless 10-inch sliding meter saw, but he thinks it has too many problems. So is Bosch going to revamp the saw?
Is that the 18 volt 10-inch mitre?
18 volt 10-inch, yeah.
He didn't specify. I assume so.
No, that's the only 10-inch.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
18 volt.
So I was 18 or mains. I didn't know which
It's
one
18 or
it was.
mains.
18
We said 18. Yeah.
Oh, 18 volts. So
Yeah.
I misheard. Sorry. Not a fan. Let us know why you don't like it.
I'm not aware of any issues with it. I mean, I've not had any issues with our one.
Yeah, let us know what you don't like about it. I mean, many people want to have a glide version of it, but again, in the UK, 10-inch, it's not the most popular size for us. Table saws, yeah, but mitre saws, it's either 8 or 12.
It's something we haven't done for quite some time, and we went back and revisited it because the chassis of the 8-inch version just needed a few tweaks to take the 10-inch blade.
Yeah.
Now, everything else, like the gearbox, is all bumped up and a lot more strong on that particular model, but without knowing exactly what the problems you're having, it's difficult to actually sort of pin down to what the issue is.
Yeah.
But it'll be really interested if we could find out.
I was just trying to, I desperately want your cordless 10-inch slide, but there's too many problems. Yeah, you're going to have to, if you can help us, let us know what kind of things you don't like about it, pop it in the chat, or let us know in the comments after, and we'll see if we can answer some of them. But from our perspective, it's pretty, we think it's a pretty robust saw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the most expensive model we make, which makes it nice and affordable. I mean, I think it's a good workhorse. But again, let us know what you don't like about it, and we can answer those questions either in this live, or we'll answer in the comments below later. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's keep going because 6:30.
Right.
I'm getting hungry. I bet everyone else is too. So let's move on to some more products. And this is onto a product that I know that Danny's excited by.
That's your FET press.
Yes, we've got the FET press. So you've got it your side.
I do have it your side.
Don't preempt. Let's get it on the desk first.
Oh dear. It's not that heavy. I'm just playing up.
It's getting weak. It's late in the day. Right.
There you go.
Okay, so this is one of the products we've been asked for a lot. So I hope you're happy. It took a while, and hopefully we haven't disappointed.
What have you done here?
Well, I haven't done that.
Who's done that? There you go.
Could have been
Sorry
me.
about that. It's Chris.
Not me. Right, so what have we got here, Dan? Well, I'll do it anyway. So what we've got here is the GFP 18V-10.
Yes.
The Gewerblich FET press.
FET press.
So, grease gun.
Yes.
18 volt. Surprise, surprise. Its battery's well hidden here in this nice protective housing. Okay, and this is a 10, so this is a 10,000 PSI machine.
Yes.
Okay, what can I say about it? Let's get into some of the basic features. Obviously, it is a grease gun. It is actually a grease gun that accepts multiple different types of cartridges. It comes with the plunge cartridge system here for your normal standard shuttles. So your pull-off cartridge. Obviously, you would just literally insert it into here. Maybe we'll show you that later. I mean, hopefully grease guns should be self-explanatory.
Actually, you fill the bottom bit with grease.
Yeah, exactly. But we've got alternative methods of different types of cartridges and adapters, so we'll get into that. But if we stay with the machine a little longer, obviously I said 10,000 PSI. That's on speed 1 because this machine has 2 gears. Speed setting 1, so on the top here, and then you can set it to speed 2. So this is going to be your max flow rate, so your much faster application to get you up to 300 grams per minute.
Yeah.
So just a bit of context. So speed 1, that's if you're working in, trying to work through old grease, or if the fitments are pretty old and grimy and you need that max pressure to just to push it through. Clear it all out. Or again, if you're working with a new fitment or a new nipple, if you're working with a new grease or a new God, what am I trying to say?
You've lost your train of thought after that.
I lost it after the nipple. If you're working on a new piece of machinery and you need to get that grease in quickly, then you can set it for the faster speed with lower pressure to get that max speed flow rate of 300 grams per minute.
You've also got the ability on the switch here at the top to adjust the amount of pumps per application. So if you have a new fitting, for instance, with a prescribed amount of grease, you can dial this in perfectly. One simple application, pull the trigger and away you go.
Yeah, let's go to the close-up so you can see here on the actual dial itself. You can see it's well labelled, it's got numbered, and you can see here simply you can have on, so you pull the trigger and it will continuously pump. Or you can limit it to 1, 2, and you can see it goes up to like 10, and then it'll go to 15, 20, 25, 50. Okay, so if you pull the trigger there, you get 50 pumps of pressure, 50 pumps of grease. So you can calibrate exactly how much grease you need to do whatever your fitting is. I mean, again, this is designed for automotive, train engineers, agricultural.
Any heavy industry, agricultural,
yeah. So you might need a maximum of 50 pumps to get that grease through the system and replaced.
Even military.
Yeah.
Yeah, loads
Possibly,
of
yes, exactly.
on this.
So loads of applications. So you are right. We needed one of these in the range for a long time.
Very much so.
It's got a little light on the front, so I'll just press that. There you go. Simple toggle on and off. Okay, and also in case you leave it on, the light will go off after 10 minutes of inaction and away. Right, let's have a look at the hose. So what have we got here? We've got, I think was it 1.2 meters?
This is 1.2 meters. You've also got an available 60 centimeter version as well.
Yes.
If you don't want to be carrying around a great long whipping hose all of the time. Simple push fit onto the nipple of the application that you want to apply it to. And it also comes with a right angle adapter as well. So if access is not great, you can simply push that on there as you would do, and then you've got a little right angle adapter.
Right, yeah. So without that, a lot of people are trying to work the normal hose and trying to force it around, and that causes sometimes damage to the hose here where it meets the end.
Exactly.
Right, you're causing a lot of pressure. We've added that on deliberately to alleviate the problems of confined spaces, which again, I reckon that happens a lot, right? Because it's not always easy to reach. What else can we say? Obviously, we have a very neat way of tidying it all up. I'm sure this is not unique to us, but again, we thought about it. A nice system on the side to keep the hose nice and ordered. The actual machine has a lock-on switch, if necessary, on the top. And obviously, I'm messing around with it, but it has obviously a shoulder strap.
Yeah.
You know, the machine's not heavy, but it is
quite nice and comfortable, padded on the inside as well. So really quite a comfortable carry that as well.
Yeah, exactly. And the machine's not particularly heavy, but it's again one of those things that you'll probably be there for quite a while, working all the different points and doing multiple bits of machinery. A carry strap is what you'd expect. Okay.
Yeah. We've got a little release valve on the front here as well. Obviously, if you've just fitted the grease in there and you want to bleed off the air from it, then you can simply press the button on the front there to bleed off the air.
Okay, yeah.
And get straight to it.
Okay, I think, look at that. See, the guys are already in there answering the questions. Quimbly's all over it. Yes, 4 kilos. Without a battery, I imagine it is. Obviously, you have the ability to have multiple different batteries. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head how many it was, but I think it was 6 full cartridges per amp hour.
Yes,
I think that sounds about right. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was a really large, quite surprising amount of grease per amp hour of battery. So
that's right, yeah. So very efficient. So even if you don't need to, but you could go all the way up to a 12 amp hour or 15 amp hour battery, maybe. And get, I think it was 90. I think it was 90 cartridges worth. Complete overkill, but you could if you needed to.
That's a real hard day's work, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I think you could take time to swap the battery out.
Yeah.
I'll go for a lighter battery, but we have made the battery compartment nice and big to cover a triple layer Pro Core if necessary. Yeah. When it comes to compatibility, obviously it comes with the normal, how do I describe it? The normal pull-off cartridge, which obviously you would insert here via the plunger and then apply pressure to the back. However, we are also selling a number of different adapters, which will be for your 400 gram lube shuttles, or depending if this is in your region, because again, I'm thinking UK specifically. So 400 gram shuttles or the 500, I think we call them Rhiners, depending on what region, maybe European. Different adapter, so you can literally screw the adapter onto top of those tubes or cartridges and then screw it directly into the machine. Okay.
So there you go, cartridge comes off, simple as that. As you'd expect with any manual grease gun as well, you can use this function to suck up the grease into the cartridge. So there you go.
Or place your cartridge in there.
Or place your cartridge directly in there, and then once you release this, pushes the grease down into the tube, you bleed off the air, and away you go. Real simple to change the cartridge on this.
We're not the first. We're obviously not the first to make one of these, but we've made sure that obviously we'll try and make as much as we can out of the new machine that we're bringing to market. And again, very important, because we've got multi-regions, we wanted to make sure that this machine can be compatible with a wide range of different cartridge types. Again, from UK spec, a Euro spec, and even to a degree some Japanese specification screw cartridges.
Yes.
Yeah, they can all work with this machine. So hopefully we're speaking to a lot of people all around the world, and hopefully we've made a grease gun that is compatible with all the different variants out there. But we'll see. But we've done our best to try and make sure that this fits the needs of as many people as we can.
Even if it doesn't, I dare say there may be adapters coming in the future that would take into account other fitment mechanisms.
Yes. Okay. Right. Must speed along, so Jake, if you have got any questions, you'll have to wait a little bit. I'm going to grab the next machine, Dan.
Yep, no problem. I shall pop this back on the shelf.
Another machine that people have been asking for. I think people have been asking me for this since 2012.
It's got to be,
when I
hasn't it?
used to look after the social media channels. I'm sure when I used to be on the Bob Forum and YouTube, we had people asking for this machine to be added to the range. What I've got here is the GGC 18V-12.
Yes.
This is an 18-volt threaded rod cutter.
Really efficient bit of kit as well.
Much needed.
Yeah.
We needed this in the range for many years. So, HVAC, electrical engineers, anyone who needs to cut threaded rod, either in situ, in position, or as part of their assembly process.
Part of chemical anchoring,
got.
HVAC hanging ductwork as well. Obviously, that all uses, in that case, usually an M8 threaded rod. But again, that needs to be cut down to length. Quite often, you'd need to dress the end of the threaded rod as well if you were using a grinder. Again, you don't want to have a hot works license, and you don't want to spend all your time dressing the end of threads just so you can get a nut onto them. This is a far more efficient, quick, clean and spark-free solution when it comes to cutting and then immediately winding the nut on there.
Yeah, no drama.
Cut, dressed, done.
That's it. I mean, we've got a little demonstration that we'll do for you, but it's simply no drama, gets it done, move on. And again, it's not one of those amazing tools that we're saying, oh, we're changing the world. No, this is just a really important product that we had to add to the range. And again, we've tried to make sure that the model that we brought out has all the modern conveniences that you would expect from Bosch Professional. The machine is compatible from M6, M8, M10 and M12.
Hence the name of the product, 12.
That's right.
Yeah.
It will also do stainless steel, but with a smaller range, it will only go up to M6 to M10.
Yeah.
Okay. The jaws, the dies, my apologies. Let's see if we can do this maybe overhead. Let's try overhead. Let's see if it's going to try overhead. All right, let's have a look. Hard to see, but obviously you've got take the battery off very quickly. Yeah. You've got you've got one set of dies here, and then you've got the other ones on the reverse side. Here. Now it's probably hard for you to see. It's not faint, but it's hard to pick up on the camera. But you've got the actual values: M8, that's M10, that's M8, and as you'd go around the dies, you're not going to do it on the. As you go around the dies, you can see. So these are set up for M8.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got a little bit of M8, and we'll do a little demonstration of that in a minute. Again, just to show how effortless it is. But M6 to M12 or M6 to M10 if you're working with stainless steel. Yeah. The dies themselves are easily adjustable. We keep the Allen key in the handle here.
Hex key.
Sorry, what is that? Yes, hex key. Okay, and again, we've made it so you can't access it without taking the battery out.
Exactly, clever.
All right, and simply remove each individual, both dies one at a time, and then rotate them around for the appropriate size.
Yes, just make sure they both match.
Yes, otherwise you're going to have a bad day. It's going to be a bit funny.
Yes.
On the side of the machine, let's go to the overhead, because again I think that's the best one to look at.
So the main applications you're going to be using for cutting threaded rod is in situ, so if it's sticking out the wall, if you've done a chemical anchoring job. We have a depth gauge on there as well, so you get the right distance between the wall and where the rod will be cut. But if you are dressing the rod beforehand, then you would use it on its side, as Chris has got it here.
This is how I've got it, and mostly I just wanted to show that obviously we have a threaded, the rod rest. This one's set for M6 to M8, so simply sits in here, and then you do your cutting. If you were to go to a larger M10 or M12, rotate that round, and then again, obviously that accommodates the larger diameter of threaded rod. Well, should we do a demo?
Should we do a demo, yes.
I'll pass that to you, Dan. I'm going to put all my safety specs. I trust you. I'm going to trust you, shall I?
The only safety specs I've got are those...
Good looking. Yeah. Nice.
I'd like to get a vote on this, whether I should keep using these particular safety specs on future demos, actually.
Sorry, yes. They're not prescription, but they look like they should be.
Whoever spec'd these as safety glasses needs sorting out, I think.
Tell you what, Dan.
No.
Looking dapper.
Yes.
All right. Maybe we need to set up a poll whether or not Dan needs to now make these prescription and wear them from now on. I particularly like them. I do look like a serial killer, but I think it's a good look. Yeah. Okay.
No. So move on from that.
So quick demonstration. I've already set this up for you, Dan. I've made sure the rest is on M6 to M8.
Yep.
Take it away. Should we do this overhead?
I think if we do it that way round for the close-up camera, you'd probably be easy to see it.
I mean, we could have got a longer bit of threaded rod, but we've been having too much fun.
This is all we've got left.
Because we've cut all of it. So we need to go get some more, surely, yes.
Right. So normally I would be wearing gloves, but I don't have any gloves with me.
I always have gloves.
Oh, you do have gloves.
In my drawers.
I shall one glove it.
Okay. Okay,
you can wear the other one.
So you don't feel left out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're
There you go.
totally safe now.
So I would simply load it up into the die at the end there. It drops nicely into the threads there, nice and secure. And then quite simply, you just pull the trigger. There you go.
How uneventful. It just does it.
It just did it.
Okay, you obviously need to put a little bit of pressure to stop the threaded rod from rising up on a short bit like that. If it's in situ and already been anchored into the concrete.
I'm going to take these off as quick as possible.
The pole is up 52%. Currently want you to keep them on now.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
They love it. But again, if it's in situ, then obviously you don't have to worry about holding the threaded rod in place. Simply orientate it in position. And cut the threaded rod to size.
But simply wind a nut onto that and it's all done.
Okay, right. Okay, so threaded
and
rod
responsibly dispose of the cut-off piece of material.
Of course, that'll be there for the next couple of years.
I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Once we move site, that'll still be there. Okay, so in summary, obviously threaded rod cutter up to a maximum diameter of 12 millimeters. It will do 10 mil stainless steel, and the dies themselves are obviously going to be an optional accessory for a pair. Obviously
consumable, as you'd expect. Yeah, but again, they're going to last. You're going to get a lot of wear out of them.
That's right. Yeah. Someone's going to ask how long they last, and that's something I need to find out because I actually don't know. Again, it's often what diameter you're using, what material, but I'll try and get some ballpark numbers because I need to know as well.
Obviously, you buy them as a pair. You're going to replace them as a pair as well.
Okay, right. How are we doing for time? Not bad, but we've only got 20 minutes left. If we're going to aim to our attempt to try and do it in.
How many have we got left?
Quite a few. So, let's see how we're doing. This is
the might be a three-parter.
Exactly. This is the main reason why we've had to make this a two-parter.
Yes.
But maybe I think we can't do 3 parts. We'll run out of time. But we'll try and get as many as we can done today before we have to carry on. So, I don't think we have any more questions, Jake. Should we carry on, mate?
You can do. Just so anyone knows in the chat, if you are asking questions, I am making a note of them. So we'll try our best to get around to them before the end. We do have some about the grease gun. If you want to,
let's address it. Let's go.
Yeah. So Mariah had asked, is the guard removable on the grease gun? It looks like there are bolts that are accessible.
The guard?
Battery
for
guard.
the battery bay. Yes, we can't recommend it. Obviously, not saying it will void your warranty, but if you do want to take it off for whatever reason,
that's entirely. At the end of the day, it is your product.
That's right. It's just a simple plastic housing. Why you would maybe just to make the machine a little smaller if you're using compact batteries, cool. But they are mucky pups. So be aware. The protection does help get some grease in it, but it's not the worst. You want to keep it wiped down. They're good, robust machines.
Cool. Okay. PF Cutters has asked, what is the recommended battery size for this grease gun and runtime for a day's usage?
How much grease can you get out of it?
How many tubes?
As I said, if I remember off the top of my head, I think it's 6 cartridges per amp hour. So look, 4 amp hour probably do you quite
24.
Yeah, that's a lot of grease. You can go up to 8 amp hour. I think, again, as I said, I think it was something like 90 off the top of my head for the 15 amp hour battery coming soon. That's a lot of grease. So it completely depends on how heavy you want the machine to be, how much grease you've got easily to hand. I think a 4 amp hour 5.5 is more than enough runtime for the average. That's a lot of work. How much would you use in a day? Depends what kind of machine you are. If you're an absolute beast and you can spend all day, every day pumping grease, hey,
if you can handle carrying the 15, carry the 15.
Hey, Bosch user from the Philippines.
So moving on.
Got excited there by the chat. Sorry, carry on.
I Love Money has asked, what about a torque wrench? Any plans for Bosch to release one?
So I was getting too excited by people from the Philippines. What?
Bosch torque wrench.
Bosch torque wrench.
Torque wrench. Impact torque wrench, imagine it?
No, I think it was just a random, just a regular, probably hand tools torque wrench.
Oh, sorry, torque wrench.
There are rumblings regarding the hand tools range. There's going to be an expansion to that. I think neither Chris and I have been introduced to what to expect from the hand tools. We may well hear about that next week while we're over there. But I'll be interested to see if they do or they don't, largely because you're going to get to a point where you've covered every hand tool. You're going to have to go towards that sort of thing, or the slightly more specialist.
I don't know about you, Dan.
I would love to see one.
I don't know about you, but I've already been putting pressure on for a torque wrench because I want one for our training.
Yes.
And I'd rather use one of our own as opposed to one from a third party. Obviously there are loads of third party ones out there, but primarily I wanted one, especially a torque rated one, for showing the accuracy of our IW D-class tools, as an example. So we...
there's additions to the Pro range, and there will be additions to the DIY range of hand tools as well.
That's right, yeah.
If no one's actually heard about the DIY hand tools, I would suggest taking a look, because it is a formidable range of stuff. Yeah. But that's not what we're talking about on this live stream.
Well, we got people there again. Digital torque wrench. Yeah, me too. I love one.
Love one. Yeah.
Cool. But not yet. But we're going to ask as hard as we can. And as we know, we're expanding the hand tool range.
Yes.
And it would be silly if we didn't. Of course.
I think so.
Absolutely. Okay, right, so the team, actually, sorry, Jake, any more questions, mate?
Yeah, have you got time for more?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah,
Let's
cool.
keep going. We knew this was going to be a long live stream, yeah.
Just so you know, your pile is complete. Should Dan keep the serial killer safety glasses?
I don't see the result.
59% yes, and
course,
40% yes. I don't know what happened to the other 1%.
Yeah, 1%, don't know where they've gone.
Yeah.
Was it a yes or a yes option?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And you should keep them, says everyone in the chat. Moving on.
You can see someone giggling over the back there. Thank you very much for that.
PF Cutters has asked, what accessories come with the grease gun, if there are any?
Obviously, you get the machine and you get the right angle coupler.
Yep.
You get the strap. The actual adapters, they are optional accessories. Right. And obviously, Dan pointed out, you get the 1.2 meter hose, but you can buy a shorter 60 centimeter. 60 centimeter, sorry, not millimeter.
60 millimeter, blimey. You have to get pretty close to the fitting.
Yeah, 60 centimeters. Yes. But you get the machine's fully ready to go with the standard cartridges or the manual siphoning.
Yeah.
One more. PF Cutters.
God, he's busy.
He is busy tonight. Is the caterage compatible with the caterage of your cordless 18-volt caulking gun?
Cartridges.
Cartridges, yes. Sorry, I've read that out. My fault.
I guess. I mean,
18.
I don't know. Do you? Someone else might have to answer that because I don't know if you would. It's different cartridges.
Yeah,
surely.
different cartridges. Yeah, the caulking gun takes you like your silicon sealant and cork cartridges. Yeah. These are completely different cartridges. Yeah, the entire end pulls off with a ring pull. So
yeah. Sorry if we look confused. Totally different application.
They're designed to fit in a machine rather than actually a caulking gun.
Absolutely.
That would help. That would really shift some grease.
I think that. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Cool. Okay, so. To the team behind the cameras, let's shift it up a little bit. Before we get this machine on the desk, do you know what? Let's play the video for this product first to give us time to get it on the desk. So let's roll the VD. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. So obviously we need a little bit of time to reassemble or actually set up our GTS 18V-70. So this is our brand new 18 volt table saw, which is going to be, for a little bit, it is going to be running alongside our existing GTS 18V-216.
Yes.
Okay, so this is also a 8-inch table saw. I'll let you stop for a second. Yep. Okay. Slightly different naming structure. This is going to be in line with our new naming structure for many of our woodworking tools. So this is going to give you that 70mm max depth of cut. Hopefully you can see from the size. I mean, you can see that it's a very different design. It's much more open. Okay, helping prevent dust accumulation.
Yeah.
It's also got a number of really nice handles as well. Hopefully you saw in the video, because we've decided to play the video first because it's very hard to demonstrate all the features of this particular product in the studio, and time-wise as well. There's not
Need
a
a
lot of
box
time.
to stand on.
Okay, one of the main features, without a doubt, is obviously now you can see here we have a rack and pinion fence.
Yes,
we haven't had this.
Anticipated.
We haven't had that before, but the nice smooth adjustment there. Okay, you have 2 points where you can put the fence. You can either put it on these black knobs,
Pins, yeah.
Pins, or the silver pin here because it has a double scale. We probably won't see that in the overhead. I'm pretty sure it was in the video. So you have 2 scales depending on where you have placed your fence. Let me just lock that off. Now, where can we do? Dan, can you grab me the mitre? Thank you very much.
There you go, already on here.
And can you grab the adapter bit as well, which is just in the play under there? There's a couple
I knew
of
you
things.
were gonna ask for that,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Well, I'll start building it while I talk. Okay, because
go.
this is one of the really important features. Is we've improved a lot of our components on this machine, and one of them is the mitre guide that I'll adjust in a minute.
If I'll fill in while
please. Yep.
you're doing the stunt work over there. On the protective guard we have at the top is slightly improved over the previous model. We've got the split guard as well, which covers every eventuality when it comes to covering the maximum amount of blade that we can during the cut. But we also, if you've noticed, we have dust extraction at the top of the machine as well as underneath as well. We have an adapter under here, which you can't quite see there. That clips in back here to turn that into a click and clean attachment. So you have a dual port dust extraction system. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Picks up, well, vastly more dust than the previous model did.
I mean, we did some demonstrations with our tool demonstration team, and to be honest, it's nice to be surprised. We were amazed how much or how little dust escaped by having that.
Exactly.
And it's something that we probably should have had before, but we just never got around to it, which is silly. We are going to be bringing out a new accessory to go with that, so a Y adapter.
Yes, so you got as we've had previously in the past, we had Y adapters for our big 10-inch mains machines. This is a different adapter. Those ones predated click and clean, so these are click and clean Y piece. So you can use one extractor to extract from both above and below the saw blade.
That's right. The machine is nice and light, 21 kilos, and because of that, it's got a good single carry or single person carry handle, which is on that side over there. Again, I'm sure you saw it in the video. Obviously, now you carry that. That's right. You carry that with, obviously, once this is all packed down, you would carry that with the table facing your leg because it's much more convenient, much more comfortable. Things about the parallel guard. Okay, we mentioned rack and pinion. The push stick.
Yep.
Is located nice and close to where you need it, as opposed to having to reach under the machine to grab it. We keep that nice and tidy up against the fence. Another great feature about the fence is this little slot here, which is ideal for featherboards.
Yes, so although we will have some come into range, you can use a featherboard such as this, which will apply downwards pressure on the material to prevent the kickback or kick up of the machine material when you're actually processing through the material. Just realised I put that on backwards and upside down.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, this is not the easiest way to show the tool. We need to definitely move to our new studio, which is obviously going to have a bit more space.
Yeah. Lower desk.
Lower desk, yeah. Okay, when it comes to the fence, we also have this new flip out, I guess you could say, it's for processing material if you want to work really close to the blade.
You've locked me off there.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's right.
That's it.
So if you've got material and you want to work really up close to the blade like that, then that's a much safer way of doing it. So the actual fence isn't right up against it, and you don't have to therefore have the guard up. So
And you can
have it down.
you can clip the guard up independently, so that's out of the way. Then you can get right up close to it as well.
So a nice new addition to it as well. Now I put the mitre gauge together. Now this is, let's cut to a maybe a close-up. You can see this is a heavy-duty, here we go, a nice heavy-duty gauge. It's got a couple things that I really love. One thing I'll show you here.
There's one that I definitely love, and that's
is it the cams?
Solved many a problem that we've had in the past with these.
All right, so obviously it sits, I'll get back to you, Dan.
Yep.
So we'll cut to a wider shot and Dan can pop it back on. You can see obviously it sits in the T-slots.
Yep.
Okay, and what many people say is they don't like some where you can't adjust it. With the cams, you can then tighten or loosen the tolerance to get rid of some of that wiggle. Now, we don't want to make it too precise because guess what happens? The first thing that's going to happen, you're going to get wood dust in them. And then it's going to get too tight. So you can now adjust that on the fly, depending on how much resistance you want. Okay. The actual mitre gauge itself, if you don't mind me passing that back to me, Dan.
I just want to actually mention while it's in place here, we've got a material stop on there as well.
I
beat you
stole my thunder, but that's fine because it looks better in situ. But yes, material stops. And also,
but you can quickly lift up out the way, so you can have it set whether you want to cut different lengths of material. So
yeah, all I wanted to really show, I don't mind, that's fine.
There you go.
Is I wanted to show again that if you go to the close-up, this is a much more robust mitre gauge, and on the back it's all metal, and you've got these really nice detents. So again, really nice to. I'm going to click it up here. Really nice, really positive detents, so I can get that back into 90 really quickly, and it's going to be spot on, as you say. So a really nice improved mitre gauge. We'll talk about the fence, double extraction. One thing we haven't talked about, again, very difficult to show. Again, I hope you saw it in the video, but on all four corners or edges here, we've got these clamping zones, which allow us to, again, now use C-clamps. Got extra material on the underneath here, so you can clamp material to the table on four corners. So we've really thought about how we're going to upgrade this machine. Just not launch another 216 or 8-inch table saw. We've got one that we wanted to really take a lot of feedback. And this was actually partly designed through user feedback. We had a number of guys that a few came into Denim, some users. They were interviewed by the product managers, and the product managers went around the world, genuinely, to all the different regions and asked, what would you want to have on our new range of table saws? And many of the feedback points came through into this product. So there's actually loads here. Not enough time to go through it, but you can get a good idea of all these different features that we've added to this table saw to hopefully meet your desires for what you want out of it.
Right, so I think one of my favourite points about this particular machine is it's got loads more bells and whistles and loads more issues resolved that weren't necessarily issues when we designed the original 216 18 volt. However, we've managed to keep it exactly the same weight.
Yes.
21.6 kilo. So still a really nice lightweight piece of kit to carry around, but no less portable, but with all of those extra features.
Yeah. Last points before I finish and move on to the next product. Obviously, just like the previous model, you're able to do beveling up to 45 degrees. You have a system back here. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. So you can tool-free, toolless override adjustment, so you can set that for -1 and -2 degrees without having to get an additional tool. Literally just, as I say, just get your finger in there, flick it out. That's all you need to do. So a nice, everything's been really well thought out. So I really props to the engineers and obviously the development team for bringing out this machine. Again, it's not just rack and pinion that I like. There's nothing on this table saw I don't like. It sounds great, it cuts clean, and all the additional bells and whistles make this table saw not only a dream to use, but Dan often makes fun of me sometimes, but table saws are one of those products that I think it's a bit dangerous.
There's something else on this particular machine that is, I believe, an accessory that I can't wait to get my hands on. Something that we get called about quite a lot. Zero tolerance plates.
Wow, there's a few things. All I was going to say is, obviously, out of all the products that I have in our range, table saws have a special place in my heart, or fear in my heart. I've seen many videos, and I know many people that may only be able to wave like that at me, for example. But this machine, it makes me feel so much more comfortable using it, and I'm sure that will translate to users that use it all the time. It feels like a really accurate but also safe feeling machine. Dust extraction is kept down to a minimum again due to a dual port, and if you're moving it around, as Dan points out, it is the same weight as the original machine, but those extra handles and just how it feels, the weight, the center of balance and the weight of this machine feels great. So great for moving around on site. Okay, so Dan was pointing out there's some accessories. Obviously, we are going to be, I think it will already be available as of now, or it's coming out soon. I can't remember exactly when, but we're going to have the Y hose, the zero clearance plate. I think we can mention that because it's going to be coming.
It's a blank plate that basically you just wind the blade up into. And if you don't have the Y branch, then fitting the zero tolerance plate will give you far better dust extraction from above only, obviously because you mate the zero tolerance plate to the blade that you're using. In addition, you far less breakout from the material that you're cutting.
Actually, if I remember correctly, actually the Y hose and the zero tolerance should be coming out with the product. So as soon as the dealers are listing this, then you'll be able to buy those 2 accessories. There are a number of other things that we want to be bringing out next year, but I can't tell you yet. It's top secret, but maybe there's some examples on the desk, but we might be making of our own. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So we're reinforcing our portfolio when it comes to table saws and also associated accessories. So really looking forward to it. Okay.
Might as well put that away then.
We'll put that over here. Yeah. Okay. So it's getting late. It's getting late. I think we might have to very quickly go through some other products, and maybe we might have to push them back.
We may have to.
Let's ask you to the chat. How are we doing? It's nearly 7 o'clock. Excuse me. You've already done quite a long time, 2 hours already.
Yeah.
Do you want us to keep going? Is this too much information? Do you want to see more products? We'll let you decide in the chat. We are going to obviously have to do a part 2, but we still have 100%. A lot of products left. So let's see what we get, Jake. Otherwise, let's keep going with a few more products and see how we're doing. Lastly, I'll help you get this off the desk. Yep. Last thing to point out is that this machine will have a new table, a saw stand that will come with this machine. Yep. This is going to be the GTA 571. Sorry, it's not going to be compatible with the 560 or the GTA 600. However, when the corded variant of this machine comes out, which is going to be the GTS 7216, okay, then that will also be compatible with the same stand, which is going to be the new GTA 571. So, as opposed to the previous model where you needed 2 different stands, at least this model and the corded variant will be compatible with the same new stand. Yeah. So unfortunately, if you do have the old one, sorry guys. I'm expecting there to be, I'll check compatibility with the gravity rises. If it's not already compatible, I'm sure we'll make a compatibility plate, or the new gravity risers will be compatible. But I don't know yet.
It'll be a rolling addition.
So we haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure that'll be covered. Okay. Right, who we got there? No one's saying anything yet about whether or not keep going. So we've got a few people saying keep going.
People say keep going.
Okay, let's have a look at everyone. Yeah, I can get a little bit more time out of us, I'm sure.
I think so.
I'm getting hungry though.
Yeah.
But we have done longer live streams.
We have.
And we did promise 3 hours. We're not doing 3 hours.
No one's crawled out the room yet for a toilet break, so I think we're okay for the time being. We'll carry on.
So we'll keep plugging along, because we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Next machine, very quickly, is going to be one of the ones on my side.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm quite impressed with this machine.
Yeah,
I mean, we have the pre-existing compact
yes, we do.
Recip Saw. However, that being a brushed machine, makes sense to upgrade it to a brushless machine. Right. So this is the GSA 18V-24.
18 volt Recip Saw, compact. It's no longer called the C or the compact. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so brushless, that's probably the most important thing.
Yes.
One of the biggest differences, it's still compact. In fact, I should have bought the old one, but this is much smaller compared to the previous model.
24mm stroke length.
That's in the name, yep. With a maximum stroke rate of 3,100. Variable speed trigger. I don't know if I've got the vibration things off the top of my head, but I've used it and it feels nice and comfortable.
Again, we're taking advantage of an offset motor gearbox here, so the perceived or the received vibrations are going to be slightly lower than they would do with a linear Recip Saw anyway.
Yes, of course. As you see, SDS, so super duper system, super direct system to get the blade out. Really useful again when you're working with Recip Saw blades because they obviously get hot. Primarily we're looking at this machine for a lot of plumbers and HVAC engineers.
Yeah.
Obviously, still perfectly able to use for woodworking applications. But again, because of the compact size, we see a lot of people ripping out pipes and working in floorboards and stuff like
automotive.
this.
I know
Yeah,
I keep harping on about
yeah.
automotive, but yes, again, perfect for that as well, for dismantling and that sort of thing.
That's right, yeah. So 230 mil in wood, and would recommend about like 20 mil in steel, for example.
Yeah.
So depending on what blades you put in it, okay, it's a nice compact machine, suitable for all trades, but again, we are gearing it towards a lot of plumbers and things like that. And we know that people like Jimmy, Plumber Parts, for example,
Yes.
he really likes the compact. I think he might even use, does he use the 12 or the 18? I can't remember.
He uses, I believe, the 12.
But this is
But
going to
I
be
think
a
you
good,
get a lot of use out of the 18
Exactly.
as well. This is almost
Similar size.
Similar size to
Yeah,
the 12.
exactly.
Yeah.
So again, he's the kind of guy that would use a tool like this, and I'm sure there's plenty of you guys out there that could see a use for a nice, compact, but still powerful 18-volt Recip saw. Because nowadays, you can cut whatever blade you buy to do it. With all our carbide blades out there, expert blades, there's no limit almost to what material. We've cut boron steel, railway line, for example,
Yeah.
this type of machine with an expert thick tough metal blade.
Yeah.
So again, the sky's the limit. Just get the right blade for it. We've got plenty of them. Hundreds, not hundreds, over 100.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, very
Don't
much
quote me
so.
on that.
Yeah, that's-
Nearly 100. Okay, cool. Right. Okay. I don't think we need to say too much more. I mean, differential between the two machines. Okay. The old one obviously was brushed, brushless. This one's slightly faster. Has a slightly longer stroke length, 21 to 24. But for me personally,
Pivot foot as well.
Exactly. That's the main thing that
Yeah.
I like, a pivoting foot that helps me maintain contact with the material and get a good action.
Yeah. Previous machine had a curved foot, which was, again,
Fine.
very good.
It worked.
But having a fixed foot which gives you more contact area with the material that you're cutting, so
Fine.
a little bit better control.
See if I can find, just to illustrate, small little LED light there. Again, let's point it that way. So, very straightforward. Again, I like to work in the dark conditions you're in.
Yeah.
Again, if you're an electrician, you're probably working without power. If you're a plumber, maybe you've done the power.
Yeah.
Maybe you set off the breakers, who knows, and you're
Caused
working
the
in the dark.
issue yourself, yeah.
Fair enough. Loads of applications, nice to have a light on it. But again, just a nice incremental update to the range, replacing a brushed machine with a really good compact brushless machine. Jake, questions, mate?
Yes, we have a fair few that I've been saving.
This product or?
This and the table saw.
Okay, let's go.
So we'll go back to the table saw. So Benny has been asking, do you need 2 vacuums?
No.
Hey, no.
Ah, good question, but no, you don't.
No, because of that wire attachment, you don't. But we have tried 2, and it works amazing.
Yes.
If you really want no dust and you want to plug 2 dust extractors, hey, do it.
Zero
it really
clearance
works.
plate, wire piece, or with 2 dust extractors. Either way.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
You'll need the wire adapter, obviously, if you're running one extractor. But apart from that, it's fine.
Okay, and CT11 Construction was asking, I have the 110 volt bench saw. Can I get the top extraction blade guard as an accessory?
We don't know if it'll fit.
I can't be 100% sure, but it looks very similar.
Yeah, let's have we'll test it.
We'll have to test that.
Yeah.
No, that would be quite interesting. It's held on with the same type of mechanism, but I don't. Well, we'll have a look into that.
Cool.
Yeah, if you're on the next live stream, give us a shout and remind us, and I should
Yeah.
have an answer for you by then.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the moment, our information tells us that it's only compatible with the 7216 and the two the mains and this one. It might fit, but at the moment, there's no information that says otherwise. We'll test it.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If not, bad luck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool, another one from our friend PT Cutters. Does it have an oomph more power as with the other welcomed upgrades?
Is that still the sort?
Still the saw. Yep, still the saw.
Yeah.
What oomph?
Is it oomph?
An oomph more power. That's those are
Has
the
it
words
got
he
oomph
used.
more power?
Oomph more power.
Well, it's the same cutting performance, so 70 mil. Our experience with it is, I mean, to be honest, the 18216 is pretty good.
Perceived power, I would say yes.
Yeah, because this one definitely has a more refined motor. It definitely sounds quieter and smoother.
Yeah.
We haven't used it in anger, but all our little initial demonstrations was really clean, really smooth. I mean,
even cut finish was great.
Yeah, I know. So we can't give you anything. There's nothing on paper that will say otherwise. I'd imagine the performance is a little bit better because it's an improved machine. But I don't have any metrics yet to compare it against. Definitely felt good, though, didn't it?
An oomph.
I mean, does that count as oomph? I think it does.
I think so.
we were in a room with 10 of our very, very critical tool demonstrators that went away going,
wow,
that's good,
that's
good
good,
that.
isn't it? Yeah.
And it's very hard to get them to say, good that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's probably a ringing endorsement for the machine. So
Yeah.
again,
I think so.
maybe we might have one at some of our events, maybe the truck tour, where you could have a try of it if you come and see us at one of our stops. Otherwise, we'll test it more more aggressively. That's my job. I'll torture test it a little bit. I'll put some hardwood through it and see how it feels. But
maybe wait till we get a real one rather than taxing the marketing sample that we have. But
I'll tax it to destruction and then get a real one.
fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I'm paid to do.
I don't know whether they are.
Who knows? Okay, any more questions, Shane?
Moving on, we'll move on to the GSA 24. Radine asks, can it still handle larger blades like the brush model?
Well, we spec it up to 230 millimeters maximum blade length because that's the longest blades that we do. So, yeah. It'll take any blade that you can fit into it, to be fair.
Yeah,
but that's the maximum spec on the actual tool itself. But I don't know whether you can get any blades longer than that, to be fair.
I mean, this is where you have to exercise a little bit of common sense. If the machine is struggling, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Obviously depends on what kind of material. If it's softer material, yeah, cool. But if you're trying to do hardwood over 230, you'll either be there a long time gently cutting away, or you might have reached the maximum performance of the tool.
Yeah, I think they're going to be limited by the blade length, but 230 is the maximum length we make. So
and that's
this will do it.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So if you want more than that, get a chainsaw.
Yes, exactly. Chainsaw.
What are you doing? Buy our chainsaw, GKE 18V-40.
Yeah.
Or 20, or 15. Yeah, we got great choices. Yeah. Don't be cheap. What else?
One more.
Get more Bosch tools. Get more.
Oh,
Yeah.
one more question.
Go on,
One
Jake.
more. O Kafka has asked, any chance Bosch could release some alternative accessories for the Recip Saw, i.e. scrapers, metal rasps or files and sanding attachments?
Historically, we have produced, and I know we had some old ones knocking around in our storeroom, metal files, rasps,
Yes.
and also wire brushes as well. We had some. As far as I know, we do not do these anymore. They're certainly not in any catalogues. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. It's something that maybe we could go back to, but it would depend entirely on the market and how strong that is.
Yes.
Maybe it's worth doing a bit of market research and seeing what's out there. So
Yeah, exactly. So we'll revisit that. Again, as Danny points out, if there's a market for it, maybe. Because accessories are always looking for things to bring out and reintroduce. And as we've done it before, then perhaps it wouldn't be too difficult to bring it out again. Okay, so next product. Yeah, we're okay for time. Let's keep going. We can be quick on this one because we actually presented this already. We showed this, a teaser, in the last new tools. Because we showed the 3/8.
3/8, yep.
And I think we hinted at this one.
I've got the 3/8 over here.
So before Danny shows that, let me quickly introduce our brand new ratchet. Okay, so this is going to be the GRC 12V-60. This is the 1/2 inch SN, so short neck. Okay, so a 1/2 inch tool holder. Okay, and obviously 60 Newton meters of max torque on a 12-volt ratchet system.
Yeah.
The one we showed, or we launched in T2, so May, is the one that Danny's got there.
Yep.
And let's see, the
So
only difference.
remarkably similar.
Yeah, the only difference is you've got 3/8, short neck,
Yep.
and we've got this one, which again is 1/2 inch, which is what people are asking for. So
Yeah.
we've done it. We've done what you asked, boys and girls. We brought out the 1/2 inch for those who want
Yep.
it. Again, to go with our 1/2 inch sockets. I think I've got our long sockets here, which is probably not what you'd want, but fine. 1/2 inch socket sets with the new Pro packaging. Again, a lot of people are asking for 1/2 inch, and they had two choices. We had the 18-volt model or the 12-volt model, and we decided to go for the one that we agree with.
Yeah.
Because I think out of the tool, I think the 12-volt one is the nicer one. It's more compact compared to 18-volt. Yeah. Same max torque of that 60 Newton meters of torque. True, it doesn't have speed control, but you do have a variable speed trigger here, allowing you to go from that 0 to 230 RPM.
Yeah, I've used these in anger quite a bit actually, not the 1/2 inch, but the 3/8. Never let me down yet. Absolutely great bit of kit.
You can't help but play with it.
No.
It's a really great bit of machinery. And again, because it's 12-volt, it's very compact. I think the question we're anticipating, so let me get ahead of it. Long nose or long neck?
Yep.
Yes, that would be nice if we have one of those. We've already asked the questions. Let's see how we go. Yeah. Any other thing? Okay.
Worth mentioning that this is not an impact ratchet. We do not have an impact ratchet yet.
Okay.
But I would love to see one. And again, maybe it's something we can lean on them slightly when we go over in Germany again.
Cool, yeah. So just to cover it off very briefly, as you can see, variable speed trigger, very precise. Lock switch, okay, so you can store it without activating the trigger. And lastly, if I put it down on the desk, you see that these two little bumpers stop the machine from potentially rolling away.
Stays where you put it.
Stays where you put it. Okay, forward and reverse, just like the 3H drive. Cool. Let's keep
We've
going.
got a manual ratchet head on here as well. So basically you can use it as a manual ratchet should you need to break a nut or a bolt loose, or just snug it up a little bit. If you're going beyond 60, yeah, you might want to think twice about that. This is quite a little powerful machine. So again.
That's right. Or you can do what I did. If you've seen the All About video, we would talk about the both the ratchet, the 18 and the 12 volt 3/8. You can do what I do and literally break the bolt.
You snap the head off the bolt, yeah.
I thought that's what they wanted me to do when I said break the bolt.
Yeah. It does prove that it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, so very good, very robust, and I'm a unit.
I think it's powerful.
All of it, yes. Okay, so that's the 1/2-inch ratchet done. Next machine in the list is actually going to be the last 5 products. We're going to skip over to our new measuring tool products.
Right.
Now, you've got them on your side, Dan, so grab me the first one, the GLM, please.
Yep.
Okay, so this is, I don't know, I should have brought the old one, I didn't bring it, but here we go. So what we've got here is a new professional laser measurer, so GLM. This is the GLM 40-31. Now this is a machine that's going to join the range alongside all the GLM 50s. 50 dash.
This is 27 CGs.
27, 25 and
23s.
23s, thank you. Yeah. Yes. So why have we brought out another GLM? Well, because one of the most popular machines we have always sold is the
GLM 40.
Yeah, the GLM 40. Now, whereas that's much, if you see one of those now, they're very old looking. They've been in the range for quite a long time. However, they've been really well priced. Yeah. And despite the fact that obviously the technology in them, or the screen might look a bit old, the functionality has been pretty outstanding, right? So 40-meter range, okay, with this one. This is a generation 3, so that's where the 3 comes from, and then 1 means that this is obviously on the more entry-level price point.
Yeah, but if you're doing a job that you don't necessarily need, I don't know, indirect measurement or Pythagoras or anything like that, then this is the machine for you. It's a cost-effective way of getting into a really good bit of kit.
That's right, yeah. So, 40-meter max range. Obviously, that depends on the weather conditions. Ideal, obviously, a laser's got to travel through space, not space and time.
Light.
It's obviously got to travel through light, so obviously you need to be able to make sure that you can reflect it back. So in really bright light, you're not going to get up to 40, but in ideal conditions, 40 meters, so ideal for internal work. Well, primarily this is for internal use.
Actually, as with the last machine, accuracy 1.5 plus or minus 1.5 millimeters.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah, pretty standard for any laser measure.
Because this is now a new generation, we've taken the advantage to take learnings from the GLM 50-27s, sorry, the 50s, 27, 25s, 22s. Okay, this is IP65, so this is completely dust sealed and also has an ingress protection of IP5 now, which means this can handle low pressure jets from all directions. So easily, you can wash that in the sink if you like.
Exactly.
Don't go swimming with it. Yeah, it'll survive a while, but it's not designed for it. But you can easily clean this if it does get dusty. 1.5 meter drop resistance.
And like the previous 50 models, the GLM 50s, this is compatible with the lithium-ion battery packs as well. So USB-C chargeable packs. Right. Again, saves you a little bit of money on the AA batteries if you so wish.
AA or lithium-ion battery compatible. The best advantage of the lithium-ion battery pack is you can use it while charging too.
Yes.
So if you are in a pinch, and you haven't charged it for whatever reason, but you are using the lithium-ion pack, then plug it into a power bank, and just get some readings, and then off you go. You can even charge the batteries off it. The screen is a 1.8-inch colour display. Let me switch it on very quickly. Let's go to the overhead camera very quickly, and you'll see, it's what you would expect from. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Gosh.
Negative screen as well, so it's nice and bold without using a massive amount of battery power to light that screen as well.
So functions, you can see here, we've got a standard measurement. We can do min-max continuous measurements. Let me see if I can get higher. There we go. You have big numbers. This is also continuous. So if you want to, if you're harder to see, you can see that the numbers are nice and big for continuous measurements. There you go.
Show it into the camera.
I'm trying to avoid it. You've got a nice little tape measure function. So again, you can run that like a physical tape measure, but obviously using the laser. You can do area, volume, and you can also do indirect.
Oh wow, you can do indirect.
Yeah, there's no inclinometer in this, so it doesn't know the angle, but just like the more basic, not basic, but like the 22 and 25 GLM 50s, so 50-25s and 22s, if you take 2 readings, then you can work out the height of a wall if you can't take a direct reading. So a really good feature to have. So, I mean, hey, that's all you need. That's 90% of what people need, right? So, range, area, volume, continuous, that's all you need. And I often speak to a lot of people that that's all they want. They don't need connectivity. They don't need a green beam. So red laser is more than enough. That's more than enough to use in even studio light, easily enough. Okay, doesn't have haptics, so it doesn't vibrate, but it has a nice clear tone when you're activating the machine. Hope you can hear. Okay, so we can get the error. Or an error sound if you haven't got a good reading or it's too close. That's all you need. Nice little affordable professional laser measurer if you don't want to or don't need to go for one of the other models that we've got. And we've got plenty to choose from now. So this is a nice incremental update from the existing GLM 40. Right, last products. Home stretch. Excuse me. Wow. Okay.
That's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot. Jake, do you have any questions before we move on, mate?
We didn't actually.
Okay, that's cool.
Stuff. No, all good.
Right. Okay. So let's go to the last section. So
which one would you like first?
Let's start off with the digital hygrometer. So what have we got here? We have a new category. Thank you very much. We have a new category of we like to call these thermal and ambient products. So this is going to be a new category within our professional measuring tool range. And here is the first one. Okay, the first one here, we've got the GDH 1-17. Okay, this is basically a thermal hygrometer. Now, what does that mean? These are all new terminology. Maybe you're not familiar with what these things do. Essentially, this first model machine measures temperature and it measures humidity levels. Okay, so you can do relative air humidity and a number of other things. It is a single sensor device, so that's the reason why we call it a GDH 1. So 1 means how many sensors. So you'll see with the next products, we may have multiples of sensors. 1 sensor, generation 1, and 7 means this is pretty much as good as it gets with this particular product. So it's the top segment. So
it's designed to do one thing and it does it really well. So it's the top of its range.
Now, if I cut to the overhead camera, so there's a lot of, let's have a look here, see if it's playing ball today. You are playing well overhead. So you can see here, our live reading on the top, we've got absolute humidity and relative humidity, but I can cycle through stuff. There's your air temperature. This is a good one to leave it on. Okay, so we've got our air temperature, 22.2, and relative humidity in this particular room, it's getting up, but it's pretty good at 55.8. I've set the standard, or I've set a scale at the bottom already, saying as long as it sits within this specific window, the text will be green, so I know that whatever I want it to be, this is the sweet spot. I can simply use the arrow keys up and down to cycle between the minimum measurements, the max measurements, or the current live measurements, and I can go through all these different settings to go from dew point, wet bulb temperature, and absolute humidity. So I can cycle through all these different settings. So all the modes. So I can have humidity here, and I could have relative humidity here if I really wanted to have double vision. So you don't have, it's not like you're limited to temperature and humidity top and bottom. You can change it to whatever you'd like. Okay, let's change it to something useful like temperature. Press the button at the top, and then that is your pause. Well, it should be your pause. There you go. There's your hold. Okay, so you can now walk off and do whatever, move off, read the readings, mark them down. So this is ideal if you're working in places where you need to control air humidity, so factories, warehouses, storerooms, libraries. I mean, there are things, if you're a home inspector, for example, you want to check for temperature and humidity as an indicator for mold, for example.
We have a similar functionality on another machine. However, that machine is quite expensive. This is, if you just want a humidity meter, then there you go.
Okay, so GDH 1-17. Jake, we might have questions already.
We do. I Love Money has asked, can it measure moisture level on brickworks or concrete?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay, keep going.
That's the answer.
Any more questions?
Radine has asked, why not 12 volt?
Why 12 volt? So this runs on AA's, okay, and also runs on the BA 3.7 lithium ion pack, the same one that the GLMs run on. So there you go. So that's, I would argue, that it's far better, lighter, and more convenient. These are not
It's
very
not power hungry.
Not power hungry at all. So nice and light. I mean, it is. You could say this is bigger than some competitors, but it is more comfortable, and more importantly, the screen here and the ability to change the settings is this. You know, welcome to the future, lads. This is far, far more refined and easier to use than many of the more historic hygrometers out there in the market. So we think this is the right package. We don't want to make it bigger. This is as big as we want to go. Yeah. Any other questions, Jake?
Yes, one more. PF Cutters, he's keeping me busy.
Oh, you're going to have to ban him at some point. You've had too many questions, mate.
If you make a 600 feet distance laser measure, he will definitely buy it. So would we?
No, that's mad. Madness. At the moment, 150 on our GLM.
Meter, yeah.
150 meters. So GLM 150-27. That's the longest outdoor laser we currently do. There is a chance we might bring out some other lasers that are a little bit longer. We used to have a 250.
I think the limitation is you've got to travel a lot of light over a lot of distance, and then that light has to then come back and be reflected into the into the front of the machine. And also, you're going to need a targeting laser to know what you're pointing it at.
Well, or a viewfinder.
Or a viewfinder, and the magnification on that is going to be quite considerable as well. So it might be a larger machine.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's going to be expensive. Is there a market for it? I don't know if we're going to be the people to supply that.
Yeah.
As I said, existing in the past, we used to have the 250, I believe, or 200-ish meter. At the moment, the 150-27 is doing most of the work for us. If the market changes, then maybe we will. But
I think you're approaching kind of military scope sort of technology there when it comes to accurately measuring distance, but
not at the moment, and I don't see any plans. We're currently wanting to expand in things like we see here with the ambient and thermal products. I think this is more valuable.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty good range of indoor and outdoor lasers, mate. Okay, any more questions, Jake?
Yes, we do.
Cool, let's keep
we
going.
do. Nadir has asked, and you'll have to bear with me on the pronunciation because I already know of.
I like the way you pronounce it.
I did pronounce that wrong. Yeah, I did think that. Any BLE, Zigbee, or Z-Wave broadcast of measurements? Was his question.
Consider me out of my depth.
Z-Wave, broadcast of measurements. Nadir, you're going to have to help us a little bit with that. That's something that doesn't, if neither of us understand what that means, maybe it's too specialist. We try our best to know everything, but there's some things we don't know. Bluetooth, right, okay. Of these measurements, why don't you just say Bluetooth? No, these are not connected products. It might be nice to be able to store the values. At the moment, as I say, it's only got a hold function. It's kind of the product that you'd kind of make readings, maybe you jot down possibly, or you don't need to. If other products do that, maybe it's something we could add in later functions. Don't forget, this is the first generation, and you'll see some other products that we've got here. They're not even category 7, so there'll be more expensive machines coming out to bolster the range. Yeah. Maybe those might have connectivity and or save functions, but not for this first wave, okay?
No, I mean, if it did, it would be go through the measure on app, I suppose, wouldn't it?
Zigbee. Wireless Lightning Protocol, nah, that's not needed. Maybe Bluetooth connectivity seems more reasonable, but at the moment, no. This is, again, live monitoring, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going, Jake. We'll come back to some questions if that's okay.
No problem.
Okay, so let's go on to the next machine. So, first machine, as I said, GDH, digital hygrometer.
Hygrometer.
Or hygrometer. Right, okay. Next one up.
That one.
Blue screen. Yes, right, okay. So let me switch it on so it looks more fancy.
GMP 1-13.
Okay, so what we've got here is a professional moisture probe or pin moisture meter.
Yeah.
Let me take the cap off so it definitely looks the part.
Oh, painful.
There you go. So we've got a pin moisture meter.
Clip it on the bottom.
Yep, as you can see. Oh.
Yep.
Okay, it's
So you don't lose the cap.
Yes, that's all right.
We'll put it on right.
Yeah, just double check it doesn't go both ways. It's captive with magnets on the top and on the bottom here, so you don't lose the cap. So what we've got here is a GMP 1. It's just like the hygrometer, that it is a single sensor, so it's a single pin on the top.
Don't do that.
That's fine.
It's ludicrously sharp.
It is sharp, but I'm being very gentle, okay? Okay, so it's a single sensor. This is designed for, obviously, placing into, or I guess pressing against material. Wood, drywall, concrete, plasterboard, that kind of material, and you get a moisture reading, right? So why is this important? Well, if you're a woodworker, you don't want to be working with timber that's too wet, obviously.
Yeah, wood turning as well is critical.
Yeah.
Also, if you're using certain saws out there with safety technology, Reacts, for instance,
for our
or
American colleagues, yeah.
saw stop or anything like that. It's possible for the machine to misread the material you're cutting as you because of the moisture content. In which case it can cost you rather a lot in a repair bill when it comes to resetting the machine after the activation of it.
True. Okay, so again, we've had one of these in the DIY range, PTD or something like that. I forget what the name of it was, but we had one for DIY, and now we have a pin moisture meter now in the Pro range, which is great. It has 37 presets for wood, and it has 10 different construction presets, but also the ability to make a custom mode. So you can set the ideal water content in percentage, and then you can set that and make measurements. If you go to the overhead, I've set this for construction wood just temporarily.
How moist is that wood?
How moist is my wood? Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm going to press it in relatively firmly. Obviously the screen is catching a bit more of the reflections because we've got a lot of light in this room. But according to this, if I've set it for construction wood, we're saying 9.5%, and that's fine because I've set 12% as my threshold, so I'm happy. This timber is ready. It's fine to be processed. If I go into the menu system, if you come to the overhead camera, I'll go through the control system. You can see that I can cycle between a number of presets. I've already set up here beach, cherry, screed, cement screed. I put quite a few in here, and drywall. Okay. If I go to the menu screen, I can see here I can select lots of different settings as well for wood and construction. So 37 different wood types that I can toggle in, and then I've got all those construction materials. What's I got there? 9 actually construction materials on this particular model. If I go back, I can do things like the self-test. Okay, let me just activate that quickly. Okay, and then I'm just doing a quick calibration. Hard for you to see that, but self-test was successful. Okay, so it's essentially like that. Make sure you select the right material. I think Dan's got some drywall. We'll save that. We'll save that for the next machine. Yep, but yeah, no problems. I'm going to change the screen brightness to high because obviously now if you go to the overhead camera, that's a little easier to see.
That's better. You can see what's going on now.
Someone has been fiddling with my tools. Okay, so again, just to point out, material selection. You can select. You can scroll through all these different types of woods or use a custom setting. So go back out of here. Let's go back to construction wood. And I'll do another test. Okay, let's use the other side.
There you go.
8.6, 8.9-ish. So perfectly suitable. I'm happy with that. Jake, any questions, mate?
Yes. The money man, I love money, has asked.
So do I.
The max thickness on this?
Oh, the product?
Yep.
Oh, good. It's that big. I haven't measured it. Let me see if I've got the specs of the machine. Thickness of the machine. Tool dimension is length. Oh no, for this machine, sorry, 1 second. It is 235 in length. It is 62 in, I guess that's width.
And 44.5 in depth.
Yeah, okay. Does that help? Well, I'm really bad at visualizing stuff. I've got large hands. It's that big. How's that? I'm a large to an extra large glove.
It's about a banana. Banana in size.
It's about a banana. Good one, Dan. Yeah, I like it. There are other things. No. Let's not use any other things. There are other things I can compare it to. But it's late in the day. You can tell it's a long live stream. It's getting racy, getting risky. Okay. Rebecca's crying. Okay. Next machine. Oh no, Jake. Any more questions, mate?
Yes, we had a question from Casa, which he's asked a couple of times, and I feel bad we've not got to it yet.
Come on.
Will the GSR 12V32 be replacing the 12V15?
Yes, but you're going to have to wait till the next live stream. We've run out of time today. I mean, that one. You're referring to this machine here?
Yes.
Yes, but unfortunately we have to wait till part 2, and it's worth the wait.
So worth the wait.
Worth the wait. So that's all we can say. Stay tuned. Hey. Jake?
One more.
Yeah, please.
Phil has asked, any chance of a Brit-centric router table? All the available ones are for the American market.
Router table's not something we've done for
a while.
Quite some time now. I mean, it doesn't seem to be...
Did we have a router table? I know we had one, but it wasn't ours.
No, I think it was a trend, I think it was. But no, something I've heard of. Obviously, if we were going to do a router table, we'd need a router powerful enough to run a router table.
Yes. We're a bit lacking on routers
I think we
at the
would
moment.
be probably first wait until we've got a router before we would go to do a table.
Yeah.
Table specifically for it. But yeah, again, it's Something, I mean, it would be nice to have a router table where you could just fit the motor assembly in it. This is what would be perfect, wouldn't it? So,
yeah, that's true.
You need to have the ability to control the motor from away from the motor, which is not something that we currently do or have in the range, or I think are looking at doing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Understood.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Right, before we get into the nitty-gritty of these products, I mean, I don't know whether or not we need to go into too much detail. I would advise, if you really want to understand the humidity accuracy, because it varies, there's a lot of information, I don't want to just spew it at you, but obviously, depending on the humidity range, then you'll have an accuracy, but generally speaking, it's about 2.5% up to plus and minus 3%, depending on how high in the humidity scale it is. This is the same thing for the hygrometer as well. Sorry, the hygrometer scale is going to be between 2.5 to 3, and then obviously with the pin meter, the pin moisture meter, typically you're going to have about plus and minus 1%. Okay, for the pin. So pin is quite invasive, but it's going to be more accurate compared to the layer ones you'll see. So I've got my numbers muddled up there. Let's move on to the next moisture meter or pin moisture meter.
Yeah, the GMP 2-15P. So again, bigger numbers.
Bigger numbers.
More features.
Well, the main thing you'll see here is now a 2 model. So GMP2 means this has 2 sensors.
Yes.
So you're obviously still retaining the pin moisture probe, but you'll notice we also have, on the back there, we have a hygrometer too. So this can do both humidity, temperature, and you've got the physical pin moisture meters as well.
Yeah.
So I'll do the same thing. I'm going to try and find a different patch of this wood, or should I try a different bit of wood? Have you got another bit of wood?
I've got a bit of pine down here.
Let's try a bit of pine.
A bit of pine.
I'm going to switch this one on, and I'm going to set it for pine, European, as if we planned it.
There you go.
Okay, pop the
One
cap
piece
on.
of pine.
Okay, let's go to the overhead camera very quickly. Let's see what we're getting. Okay, European pine, yes, nice and dry. That's been in the studio a while. So 8.9%. Again,
here.
very similar.
Same.
Very similar. But if I bring, let's put that on hold. Okay, that'll do, 9%. Okay, I'll come to the top. I've got it on hold at the moment, but you also see at the top we have humidity and we have temperature, and that's coming from the temperature hygrometer on the top. So this is a combi. This has 2. That's why you've got GMP2. So moisture pin, 2 and 1.5 again.
First generation and 5 on the features list.
Correctly. Okay, same. Captive cap on there. Keep everything nice and tidy. They all come in a nice little carry case as well to keep it thing. But this is the kind of thing that you can have in a carry case or just pop in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all using the same power supply. The AA batteries or the lithium-ion battery packs.
Okay. So now that I've got both GMPs, if you look on the close-up camera very quickly, you'll see that I can easily differentiate between the 2 models, just like our GLMs. The lower end models will have a blue fascia, or more blue, and as you got through the range, you get more and more black. So this being a better model, then you see you're now going up to a more black fascia. So you can see at a glance which one's which. You could look at the top and see how many sensors it got, but you can see here that's what differentiates both of these machines. Okay, last machine, last product of the live stream. 2 hours and a half and counting, we better keep going, is we have got the GMM. Let's bring it out, Dan.
There you go. The GMM 1-15. Yes, 1 sensor on this one. The first generation, because we haven't done this one before, and 5 on the feature set level.
Right. Sensor is this one here. So this is a non-invasive or a non-damaging sensor pad.
Yeah.
So obviously if you're using the pins on the GMPs, you will potentially cause damage to whatever material. So if you're working in someone's house or you're working in delicate materials, you don't want to cause damage, then that is what a GMM is designed for.
You don't want to poke holes in people's wallpaper, for instance. If someone's going around doing a survey on a property, for instance, something like this you can just place on the wall and that will give you a moisture reading, then perfect. Yeah, you know you're not going to be damaging their wallpaper.
Okay. The drawback or the rub is obviously you're trading the fact that you're not damaging the material, but you're going to have a less accurate sensor.
Slightly less accurate,
But it's not too bad. It's plus and minus 4% as opposed to 1%. So obviously the pin meters are going to be really accurate. that this will give you a really good reading without damaging the material.
It's certainly going to tell you whether you've got a damp issue or not.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm just going to quickly set you up. Actually, I don't want to set it up for that. I'm just trying to find
it's a bit dim,
material.
that one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just going to set some wood. So simply all you do is you place the machine on the material and then you get your reading. I'm just going to set this up quickly. I'm going to set this reference, hold on.
Not quite sure what this one I picked up here earlier was.
You've probably got a duplicate of the two. So I'm just trying to get this one to play ball with me. Okay, construction
Yes,
wood. Okay, let's go to the overhead camera. Now, bear in mind, this is a marketing sample, so I imagine that this is going to be a bit off, unfortunately, but you get a rough idea of how it works. Place onto the material, and then you get your reading. It's a little higher than the other one, but again, the final retail one, the one you'll be buying, will be obviously more accurate. But there you go. It's
These
still
aren't
saying
fully calibrated machines,
Exactly.
the marketing samples. So.
yeah. So we're getting about 11.4%. I think we were about getting 9% before. So it's within that,
That's
plus
a
or
couple of
minus
degrees.
4. So it's
Yeah,
okay. It's
couple of
in
degrees.
what we expect. I can obviously cycle through different materials. So it's got a drywall. Cool. And I think Dan's got a little bit of drywall, so we can test
Oh, a bit of a fake wall
the
here.
GMM 125 on that.
There you go.
Let's cut to the close-up camera, please, Simran. And we'll just go place it on there and say, apparently, you might need to just get some focus. There we go. Nice. That should be about right, because again, we were quite climate controlled.
It's all been stored in the same studio.
It's
so.
been sat in here the whole time. So yes,
I know for that fact that the corner of the studio over here is the same dampness as the rest of the studio now.
but yes, there's all our camera equipment. So I'm glad actually.
Yes.
That I'm going to check the humidity in the studio. Hopefully it's not too moist, and I'm saying, yep, cool. It's all within reason. So this is why we keep all our camera equipment in here, to be honest. So, in summary, let's see if I can remember them off the top of my head. Learning new products is always good fun. So first off, we've got our GDH, or our digital hygrometer. We'll do a little bit of wood, shall we? Okay. So the hygrometer. Then we've obviously got the first of our pin moisture meters. So we've got the GMP1. Okay.
Dash 13.
13. Okay. This is a black screen model, so we're upping the ante a little bit. So GMP
2.
dos.
Dash 15.
Y uno cinco.
Yeah, with those two sensors.
Yep, that's right. And then finally, we've got the
GMM.
GMM. Okay, so I'll pop it here. GMM 1-15.
Yeah.
So what a really nice, great addition to the measuring tool range. 4 new machines, with more to come.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yeah.
more to come in this new thermal and ambient range of products. Something again I know that people have been asking for. I've been wanting. Because obviously the DIY had a few,
Yes.
and we needed something to add to the range.
Can't
because
let DIY be more advanced in certain aspects than the Pro range. That's nuts.
But we needed something else to complement our thermal cameras, and also the fact that we have our GIS 1000C, which is a great machine, but again, it's very specialized and quite expensive and hard to use. These are grab and go, and I really like that about this machine. Right. Whoa. 2 hours, 40 minutes and counting. Jake, let's take a few more questions and then we're going to call it a night until part 2. Any questions that you'd like to on these products or anything else, please?
I have some questions saved up from throughout the live stream, so hopefully everyone who asked them is still here so they can get the answer. First one, is there any plans for an 18-volt cordless dust blower / blowgun in the size of a drill driver?
Right, I see a lot of things online about other manufacturers making small, compact little blowers. The issue we have is blowing dust is not what we're about. It's the worst thing that you could possibly do with dust, especially dust that's produced during power tool usage, like concrete dust or fine sawdust or MDF dust. All of these things are really bad for you. We tend to be primarily focusing on dust control rather than blowing it around the place.
Let me play devil's advocate. However, I know Danny said, hey, Ken, clean your grinders.
Yes, exactly.
Right, so obviously when he says that, we mean in a controlled environment with the correct PPE, etc., etc.
Yes.
So yes, I can understand why they'd want one, because it's
Oh yeah, no, I definitely say it's a lot quicker and easier and cheaper.
Absolutely. And I know what they're referencing. There's a lot of cheap lithium-ion internal battery fans out there, little handheld ones. Yeah, it would be a good idea maybe if we had one, but it's not, as Dan says, it kind of goes against what we're currently doing.
Yeah.
So maybe later on, once we've finished, if we ever can finish our range, we can go back and look at these kind of nice to have products.
Yeah.
But we are definitely focused on power tool solutions.
We've got the 18 volt
concrete
blower, ironically.
Yeah.
But if we return to that maybe in the future, then it's going to get smaller. So who knows?
Yeah. But to answer your question, not at the moment. And I would expect if we were to make that, it would be a small integral battery. It wouldn't be a battery powered one. Yeah. Because you'd defeat the purpose. But we can ask the question, see if there's any rumblings about something, if there's any desire to make one in Germany when we're there next week. Yeah. My gut feeling is probably not, focusing on more important products. But we'll ask.
Yes. Okay. It depends which way the wind's blowing sometimes, to be fair.
Nice pun. Okay, so Jake, any more, mate?
Yeah, we've got some feedback actually in the chat for you. A lot of people saying that they really want an 18 volt inflator. In particular, Inflatable Moose Adventures says that he wants an 18 volt inflator for the Inflatable Moose Adventures.
Good man.
Right, good man.
Well, let's get one that pumps up your tyres first on your van. That'd be more useful. Obviously, our DIY range has quite a good one.
It's got a good
quite a few actually. Yeah. Inflator and high pressure inflator and low pressure inflator.
Actually,
if
there is an adapter for the DIY leaf blower that also fits the concrete blower. Yes.
Okay, but that's low pressure.
It's low pressure.
Low pressure inflator. So if that'll work for him.
But if he's interested in inflating an inflatable moose, for instance,
yes, that will do it.
That'll do it. But if you are talking about car tires or anything like that, then yes.
Yeah, welcome to the live stream. We solve all your problems. So in theory, yes, possible. I can't remember the name of our concrete blower off the top of my head. GBL?
GBL 18V-120.
Good man, yes, 120. Yeah. So maybe we'll demo it. We'll find it for the next live stream and demo it because we think we've still got that inflatable donut from a completely different live stream.
We do.
Don't ask.
We've also got a few people saying that they really want an 18 volt air horn. If that's something we could do.
Move on.
I've seen a few online.
We could use it to try and control our trainees.
Yes. Or salesmen.
Yes.
Or
everyone.
Everyone.
Yep.
Okay.
I can summon Dan from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, not a priority.
No.
What else we got?
Back to the questions. Is there any plans for an 18 volt cordless smaller grass trimmer, similar to the Bosch Easy Grass Cut 18230, but for the Bosch Professional battery platform?
I'll grab this. Short answer, no. Why? Because we want to go bigger. The current 18 volt professional lawn and garden range is currently in this kind of midpoint between can't say domestic, like semi-professional, small facility managers, housing associations, and we want to move the range up into the more professional landscapers. So the direction of travel is going bigger, not smaller. So maybe in the far future, once we've got bigger, more powerful machines for professional, we might look back to smaller ones. But
there might be a few 12 volt things popping up. We're still getting things like the little pruner.
Yeah,
that was a great bit of 12 kit. So there is some kit that is smaller, but
not based on what we've seen.
Yeah, priority at the moment is getting products bigger to get really into that professional level of lawn and garden products.
Yeah, cool. Okay, any more, Jay? Well, I know you got some more. Let's keep going, Jay. Let's do another 5 minutes max.
5 minutes. Okay, what about an 18 volt cordless top handle chainsaw?
Yeah, good question. Again, it's the same kind of thing. We know that we're going to be bringing some more chainsaws to the range.
Oh, yes.
Again, the details are still to be TBC. We are going bigger. We want to go bigger. We want to go from bigger saws compared to the 40 that we've got. But I have heard of rumours we might be going for a smaller chainsaw as well. However, I expect that to be very similar to the current GKE 18V-40.
I've heard the project names for them, haven't we?
But a top handle one is quite a compact saw, from my understanding, and I haven't seen anything that resembles that on our roadmap.
No.
But that, again, as Danny points out, doesn't mean it's not going to be developed in the future.
No, that's it.
Cool. Finor has asked, did Chris and Danny get anywhere with the German team on an adapter to use Bosch Pro batteries on DIY tools?
Oh, not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
That is a very big topic, although we always bring it up. To be honest, it's not a UK thing. No. It's a completely Bosch-wide thing. And everyone's asking the question about it, and at the moment it's completely up in the air. Whether it's possible, of course it's possible, anything's possible for us, but it's a very hot topic, and at the moment
I'd be interested to know which way round you want to do it. Whether you want to fit DIY batteries on a Pro tool, which is more likely, or Pro batteries on a DIY tool.
Say that again. DIY on a Pro tool. No,
Yeah.
wrong way around, I reckon.
You reckon?
I think people want.
I think they're definitely after that inflator, aren't they?
Yeah, because the reason why I'll say that is the reason why there is no intermixing between DIY and Pro is we really want to. We don't want to prevent, is a strong word, but we don't want to encourage people using DIY batteries on Pro machines because you won't get the performance you want, and people will poo-poo the products.
It'll be underwhelming performance,
exactly.
and they are built completely differently internally. The DIY and the Pro batteries. And then the other thing is, do you really want to, if you have a DIY product, have to go out and buy a Pro battery at more expensive?
But I think you wouldn't mind the option. So, for example, obviously the DIY currently has a tyre inflator for your car or your van. It would be nice just to pop on a Pro battery, which we know will run it because it's powerful enough, without compromising the performance of the DIY charger via an adapter. It would be a good idea, and I'm sure they're talking about it centrally, but at the moment, no comment on that one.
No, the current state of adapters that are out there on the market, and I know there are quite a number out there, but the issue with them is you're basically bypassing all of the safety features we put in batteries to prevent them, or prevent damage to the batteries, as well as overcharging or over draining. So you may end up basically turning your battery, quite expensive battery, into a paperweight quite quickly.
Exactly. So completely possible, but at the moment we are undecided as a company what we're going to be. Well, we're not undecided. We know what we're doing now. We just don't know what we're going to do in the future with the relationship between Pro and DIY. We kind of want to keep it separate, but we also understand that there's a desire to have some cross-compatibility, especially when we have things like amp share and the 18-volt power alliance. And it feels like it's contradictory, but it's not in its own way. So we understand. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Mr. Inflatable Moose wants to know, will a new 18-volt track saw be released with a standard 165mm blade instead of 140mm blade?
How about 190?
Yes. Yeah.
Forget one.
Forget.
Wait a minute, say that again.
Track saw. You're talking about the plunge, I'm assuming, the one with the front 140mm blade.
Ask the Moose.
Moose, it's got to be the GKT you're talking about as opposed to the GKS. However, we can't tell you.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe.
There's something that would probably fit the bill, I would say.
I think you really are selling yourself short with 165. How about 190?
Yeah.
That sounds more attractive. On a GX rail.
You're on a GX rail, yeah.
Oh.
But if you are after a plunge, then it's not really a plunge saw. But it does have a quick release, which will enable you to theoretically plunge it.
Come back to us in January,
and
we might have an update. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but we do know that there is going to be some new products, and one of those might, don't quote me on this because again, it's all up in the air, but there might be something in this new range of products coming out next year that might be what you're looking for. Okay, so stay tuned, mate.
Yes.
I love money. Back to him. One last question. Is there new demolition hammer or a hammer drill in the pipeline?
Yes.
Okay, right. So, 2 hours, 50 minutes.
I'll elaborate on that. It's really good and really lightweight as well.
Really good.
Really good.
Okay, yes. So, hope you've enjoyed part one.
Oh
my God.
We knew it was going to be mammoth.
Yep. So again, thanks to the team for staying late. We knew it was going to be a long one. I think we've ended early because it's not. We managed to do 2 hours and 50 minutes as opposed to 3 hours. But we knew it was going to be a long one. There's going to be lots of questions, but I think we're going to have to call it an end. So save your questions for part 2. Hopefully, let's look at the team. What are we doing? Are we doing the 20-something? Potentially, we're going to be trying to do part 2 on the 24th of this month. Again, we are very busy. We've got a lot of events, and obviously Dan and I are traveling quite a lot. So our plan is to try and do it on Wednesday the 24th at 5 p.m. We'll see if we can find out if that's exactly the date, and obviously we will promote it like normal.
Oh yes.
If it is that day, hopefully you'll join us for part 2.
More juicy goodness.
More technical juicy
and
goodness.
And things that we can talk about then.
Yeah, and in this part 2, maybe
this theoretical battery,
we might be talking about these bad boys. So you don't want to miss that, so join us for the next live stream. I've been Chris.
I've been Danny.
And I've been Jake. Thank you very much.